Ghana Hanum Yasika some ebetime to mpo akona nimu ama yenso yehumesu etime fa nto opa afira kese pa dia ene ne nya $1.8 billion na se sika ne yede be yede emu nchiremu wo hanum a yede be som wo na enei abaya hye se afiafi bia fa hye yedie se yedidi ye fa hodie 6 match no wo chesa afidie no watwam ne nyina no enchiremu wo hanum a yede be som wo na amanfo bebre akasa enra ubehwa krata ba bonte wo se amanfo ye fo mo adwuma mu a abra ye to aba ne wieye no wa musisafo ni na nkotena fie aba adwuma ye fo no eni amanfo akasa wo ho pii wo nso adwenkyere ye betimi agye akenkani ni na ma okase so ensem woni afoforo bi a eka wo na di kanadi tie na maje penye ne beso Asaasepa o hanin so akiri po miensa anwume no nsa kan kasepɔ ideal 96.7 enso je kase apeta ma yafo mo emfifiri mante ho no na so timanya bi atie akokoraba nyako abron manimdin mena mi bedi kase hu nam na mahoi na afa yanyi bre ne yesiese ye ho nyi kase ni nkyiremu ema wo
107.3 Asaasepa no
Utie Asaasepa 107.3
Busia yensha se na kase ni ntutu da basane sere ema wo yensha se dia no man Ghana han yese wo bofo ne dia ne nam wo paso ni nyina ne eye nsema no payi a ene special prosecutor lawyer Kisia Jaben wo friends am twofo nyina nhye mo wo chese ho behia so betima Ghana fo nyina tibe hunu bie ensema wo do ekoso efa kataso se proye kankan ne dream dia aban panyifo bi o matwa mu ene wo mo tim konwa so de wo ho akoforo ho bi mu yese wo betima ye hwehwe mfrenchim na hwehwe ne time akokɔ wie se eso wo ya no odi for anase mpo no ne ho so nsa abrope no papa e kire se ni nyina ye nhye ya wo de agu akoma ene wo ne nsɛmtwefo di nkomo na nsɛmtwefo nhye mu no ɔkyerɛ se hwɛ ade ba ko de wo dwen ho wonte ase ene se kane soafo a no hwɛ si kasɛm so eye wonuonyamfo eye Kenneth na na ya kuntunkunu go foriata papa wo kyerɛ se eno awudo bi ne koso man Ghana hanom wo ekom ya yɛsɛ adane katase ne proye kankan ne dream die wo susu se papa no ho fɔre mu bi eta wo benya so betuba to nsa afrɛ no na papa be kyerɛkyerɛ ni nse wo bi sanse ebo SML deal no a ɛkɔso o man Ghana hanom no papa woni mi bia na da bi anange ne watimi ayi na no na eno achi wase national cathedral project bi wo honom a na mampanyi dada wotwa mu na nadan kwakufoɔ de wode sinani so betimi se asɔre da nkyɛnkyerɛnkyɛ ɛde ma man Ghana baba yɛ krabɛhwɛ na yɛse fifiri saa bere na abɛpem ne saa asɔre da ntimi anyina hɔ nanso de sika bi akɔkɔ wura mu no saa dre Kenneth Oforiata papa yi wo susu se ne ho bɔ mu bi ani nti no wo hie na animanim ya na watwe ase pioto anwea prara so na watime bisa ne nsɛm na no ana nada ya no lawyer Kisia Jaben friends am twefo nhie mu a wode saa nsɛm nyina ɛba abɔnte a wo kyerɛ se ho behia se lawyer Kisia Jaben wato ne nsa frɛ Kenneth Oforiata yi wɔmra na animanim ya no wɔmakyerɛkyerɛ mu anya saa de a emra ne bedi kɛse paa yentie ensɛm ne mu ama ne bɔ a ɛnna yi nsɛmtwefo nhie mu ɛkɔ so ya lawyer Kisia Jaben special prosecutor papa ji ni dwa na fo kyerɛkyerɛ ni nsɛm nyina kyerɛ ensɛmtwerɛfoɔ.
These occurrences and the OSP's intelligence, which will not be revealed at this time for fear of compromising the investigation, are very instructive as not to put premium on Mr. Oforiata's alleged imminent peril should he travel back to the jurisdiction. In any case, the purported medical letter transmitted through his lawyers to the OSP did not state so or demonstrate so. The OSP is unconvinced that the purported medical letter transmitted by Mr. Oforiata through his lawyers to the OSP represents a medical report to the effect that Mr. Oforiata is incapacitated or is so sickly and invalid to the extent that he is physically unable to return to the jurisdiction without imperiling his life. No serious law enforcement agency, and certainly not the OSP, will be convinced that the purported medical letter stops it from demanding the physical appearance of Mr. Oforiata before it in the described circumstances. We are of the firm conviction here that this is only a ruse employed by Mr. Oforiata in aid of his intention to avoid returning to the jurisdiction and to personally answer questions in respect of the investigations. We are convinced that the real intention of Mr. Oforiata is what was communicated to the OSP in the very first letter transmitted by his lawyers on 31 January 2025. That is, he has left the jurisdiction indefinitely. That was what was communicated to us at the first instance, and that is his intention. he has no intention of willingly returning to the jurisdiction. That much is clear to us. Consequently, ladies and gentlemen of the media, the OSP declares Kenneth Nanaya Oforiatta a wanted person. He is a fugitive from justice. The OSP will take all necessary legal steps to secure his return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP. And this is to Mr. Oforiatta. You have two choices. You can either return to the jurisdiction voluntarily or the OSP will enforce your return.
Ya papa yi kan nyina ne se wone de wo hwe ne wo se Kenneth Nana ya kuntum kunu ko Oforiatta papa yi a no obaso man Ghana se so sikasem so afo no wo kire se wo hwe ne mu se nka obetimi apa na afo otimi bi se sane nsam nanso na lawyer fo mpanyifo ba abonte kire se papa no watu kwan ya ntin wakɔgye ayarehwɛ a kwasi bo ne hwe etia kuro mu a wo hwe ne mu se nka obetimi apa nanso lawyer kisi agya ben kire se wo hwe bede dakram pa na ohwe trimu pa wodo a wo ni gidie pa se papa yi obetimi ba ya de no ho ba be kire eye kisi agya ben any special prosecutor adwumafo ni na se wo no atimi ba ne ntire se wo ma na mbre wantimi amade a ene wo betwe na se Peter anwa prada na so be piem ho no se de be ya emra ne betimi ani kese pa na eno akire no na manfo bi ka se ndra danyamu a krata bi ba bonten ye mfonya hodo bi kura ne namu a manfo bi na ka se wodi efiri hefa nini na ne se Kenneth Nana ya kuntunkunu ko Oforiatta kane soafo hwe sikasam so papa ono ani fire won kram puni mantam cantonment hanum ene mrantie bi a wo so mo ya sojafo wo mo ko bowura ho no mo a na papa ba ko woni de won se soja atade nanso no dwuma de wo die esen sojafo dwuma tie ya wo hwe mfonyini din ya manfo bi susu se ebetimi aye Richard Jakpa papa no wo no ambulance case na ne hubon mu bie no ene wo so wonya akukuduro ye watime dia prosifo na sojafo na nimu akopie mu ewa Kenneth Oforiatta ne fie ye no wanka puni mantam ya kiri ha ya akwakọ di mensem ho no amfonyi no amanfo bi susu yo no a na ne na manfo de ntansa ebo kisi agya benche se wono no wahye sa sojafo enko bowura Kenneth Oforiatta ne fie na afi wo mu nwie agapade na sempuro wo mu ye hwehwemu ni ade na kisi agya ben ba abonte be kire mu kire se dia na mo kan woni oni mo hwe wo se sa ade na ekoso no wo gidi pa se obi ana hye kuntu na se nti wa hye sa ade no ye wo pese wo yo na enye se bia wono kisi agya ben ene waso sojafo ne asrafo so mo nko no mko bowura Kenneth Oforiatta ne fie ne entiensem won nso enkyeremu a kisi agya ben lawyer what the buy.
And this is our response to Mr. Oforiatta directly, but through you, the media. Mr. Oforiatta, the OSP did not raid your house on Tuesday, 11 February 2025, or on any other day. Mr. Oforiatta, the OSP did not cause any persons, however uniformed or bedecked, to raid your house on Tuesday, 11 February 2025, or on any other day. Mr. Oforiatta, could not have been the OSP. And that is not our style. If the OSP enters your premises, you will not be in doubt as to whether it was the OSP that had come there, and your lawyers will not have cause to do an inquiry ascertaining whether it was the OSP. We have our unique methods of conducting searches, and we have uniquely designed insignia identifying ourselves, and not just by a statement that we are from the OSP. This is one such main insignia. Person cannot just show up and say they are from the OSP. It's cheap. Anyone can say that. But when the OSP enters your premises, you will definitely know by our insignia, our methods, and the way we identify ourselves that this is the OSP.
When a lawyer kisia jaben you on special prosecutor OSP officer no and oya adwuma ho no ya wo che se sa na no dra manfo bi ko bowura Kenneth Oforiatta no fie ya sojafo ne safo ni nyina no wo kire se woni hu maache woni mu adabraka enti mo amodo to so no wo kire se won ka hu bi ya won hye obia se won ko bowura ne fie no nkwa nhwemu na enu akire kire se Kenneth Oforiatta firi ho no mo amanfo bi wo ho no wo nso wo mo hu bomu pa nyina ne kane kwankyerefo edema National Petroleum Authority NPA wono manyamfo Mustafa Abdul Hamid papa yi wose ne hu bomu pa nyina ne se kabia wo yusu se 1.3 billion Ghana cedis no papa yi wo de awosra ne sire mu edi tromra no mechire de enti asa 1.3 billion Ghana cedis papa yetimi edi ne watere ye wonti afan ye adwuma bia enu firi ho no mo a adwumafo bi wo ho no omsan wo NPA ho no mo Jacob Amu a wono a coordinator Edma Unified Petroleum Pricing Fund afa Wendy Ashon Newman Frida Tando ene abusuafo woni na aka ho asia OSP kire se wo hwehwe o mo din wa fo mo ho mechire ayes ade a emra no bedi kase pa ye ntie nsema no so lawyer Kisia Japan special prosecutor what ka ho.
The OSP has also commenced investigation into suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses in respect of the operations of the Minerals Income Investment Fund, MIF, especially regarding payments made in respect of Ejapa Royalties Limited, Small-Scale Mining Incubation Program, Quarry Value Addition Program, Asante Gold Corporation, Electrochem Ghana Limited, the Lithium Asset, that is Projected Lithium Focused Exploration and Development Corporation, Gold Asset 2, that is Enchi Gold Project, and all other investments by MIF, and funds expended on the chairman of the board of directors, the operational funds of MIF, purchase of parcel of land for intended office building, and all contracts and agreements entered into by MIF, and all publications, especially international publications by MIF. We are withholding the names of those under investigation for now, by targets 2 former officials and 2 serving officials of the fund. Third, the OSP has also commenced investigation into suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses in respect of an alleged embezzlement of 1.3 billion cedis from the Unified Petroleum Pricing Fund, UPPF, at the National Petroleum Authority, NPA. The investigation primarily targets the following persons: the coordinator of the UPPF, Mr. Jacob Amwa, NPA staff Frida Tando, NPA staff Wendy Ashon Newman, and the former chief executive of NPA, Mustafa Abdul Hamid.
107.3 Asaasepa no.
Weye ntansa lawyer Kisia Japan special prosecutor papai wadi bo adwumayefo mu yadwuma ewo National Petroleum Authority NPA adwumakuo no mo a wo kire se sankofo nyina no katahye pre kankan ne dwumdi adokoro se no komoa ye ne nti wo hwe enum so betimi aba na afei emu nkiremu no wo mo de aba nanso sia me no kase de Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid ababonte de krata ni nyina nsam ne kire se woni de the special prosecutor can enne wo yine firi hon manka wonte da se papa yi kasa nsam wei woni na nati krom ho nanso se de papa yi e kase he wadi sika bi watwe na wo nya no wo kyese o eye ne kure won de bia o te man Ghana hanam enka ha ya no te sometimes the kran ya na bi wo hono a otimi kwa akura se ekodi board ya mpesi akakwan kwan ne atego besuo ene wo hwehwe no wo hunu wo kyese o yine firi hon a onte ne nka da won de why crowd se entanse bia wo de bono no betimi yi na no na afedi wo bia no so watimi aka ema special prosecutor lawyer Kisia Jabe so atimi ate ebusia wasanse kro ye mu na nnemra so bje fie mu don kuma no so ba bontrem je se ekwan wodo a lawyer Kisia Jabe ahya se di ne dwuma ne de kamia ye se enhwani mu pa ene papa woyo ni na ne se wo hwe wo hwe kwan a wo fa so na manfo bi ko bowura lawyer Kenneth Kuntunkuruku na yo furata ne fie na afei wo muso mu ya sojafo mu ni permit krata bia ma wo kwa so betima bowura fie ho no mo a na nu kwa so man gane betima so ni nan se kama mi kabia mamuo na ye ebuo no eni wo kwa se soja ni mpo aban ukita aban tumi no betima bowura bi fie abra wo ni tumi krata nyini na ne ba ya na endrada wo ye na ekopie mu ewo nkra oprimento cantonmental eye ken oforiata no ni fie asojafo ko bowura ha mfoni awodo aba na ebusuan ba Facebook emu da ho emfoni ni bebre go hon embrante hu soja ni ba ko pa zene nanimu akasi pa kwa no ho nya fe kete o ba Facebook na ho ya Asaasepa 107.3 YouTube nso Asaasepa 107.3 ye ni ntino mrachimjafo no dom kuma na mpipa manyo ko no pa kire se wo bi nso emfoni ba ko mu hu ye emfoni na Facebook se sie akwa no ahye designer top wahye sa ache ni bi no wo 9 kire to anim na se wahye space tuntuntuntuntum wono na na sa red and black wo so su se papai wo ye recharge akwa entene wo mo hwe kwan awodo ofo aso no ko pie mu ewo eye keretoforata ni fie dia na ni ukwase betimi aso so na ne nei deputy minority chiefship Habib Idrisu tolomra se bedwani papai ya ba bonten wode eye kotosere dia ma prosifo se sa de na mo ye mo mo de se betimi atwe mo anya sa de a ebe se o my Ghana kemem kebe mamu na yebu ne yentie semu a deputy minority chiefship eye Habib Idrisu ye ono ne tolomra se bedwani wode to jabra nei mra se bedwafo no ko asetena
express my profound concern to the formally condemn the recent action taken by the Office of the Special Prosecutor in declaring Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta a wanted fugitive. The basis for this declaration rests solely on the assertion that Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta has not responded to requests to appear before the OSP in person. However, evidence provided by his legal team representative equivocally demonstrate that Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta is currently outside the country on a schedule and medical grounds. Mr. Speaker, the principle of natural justice and due process demand that Mr. Speaker, the principle of natural justice and due process demand that before any declaration of a fugitive status is made, a full and thorough verification of the circumstances must be conducted. In this instance, the OSP failure to acknowledge the valid and documented explanation provided by Mr. Ofori-Atta's legal team is alarming. Mr. Speaker, the omission not only undermines the right of an individual who has rendered distinguished service to our nation, but also calls into question the procedure with which our justice system is being administered. When the machinery of justice is allowed to operate without strict adherence to the established protocol, the risk of arbitrary and politically motivated occasion become all too real. Mr. Speaker, in both the adherence and the unjust, that such well-documented evidence has been disregarded. Mr. Speaker, the situation emphasized the importance of clear communication and coordination among the state institutions. Prior notification of his medical departure was not only a legal requirement, but also an act of transparency expected from the public figure. His adherence and any deviation from the principle can have far-fetching consequences on our democracy. Mr. Speaker, we must stand united in our resolve to protect the integrity of our legal institution and to ensure that every individual is treated fairly under the law.
When a minority chiefship, Edima and people when you call my God, I'm not sure of your Habib Idris Tolomra Subject, you know, this answer now to join Nay, oh my God, I'm not sure of your na no achene na kane so afọ wo hwe pambon sam so no kwan mra Virginia wogire mu adehya wo mo pimbila bato mpeso aso Dominic Niti wo so ba bonten echese saade na ekoso no eyade bia wo se yetimi kasete kase pa ne se ho wore no no asojafo pa ne na di djuma na so se am no kase yi atumi ni nsam asojafo no mo hya se wo di nsam wone wo man Ghana ha wo di ase yebetimi atea wo mo na ekwa wo do mo fa so kopie mu e wa Kenneth na ya kuntunkunu ko furata no wone fie abra na papa woni ho no anka unim de wo koyo no saade ne yakwan boni ye wo so man Ghana ha yetimi tietia na afa ye kasete ne nsam a ene so do to jo man Ghana mra hye fie mu no enu bi enie.
Mr. Speaker, let them be informed. Let them who stand up be informed that by 4 a.m. on the 7th of this, January, there was no defense minister in Ghana. Let them be informed. Let them be informed. Let them be informed that nobody in Ghana, let them be informed that the gentleman, tell the gentleman here that he's just been nominated Deputy Minister of the Republic of Ghana. You are no more in a position to be shouting. Respect yourself. You are in government today. Mr. Speaker, let them know that by 4 a.m., when soldiers and police entered here to keep order, there was no Minister of Defense in Ghana. Be educated yourselves. Mr. Speaker, I still want to repeat. Let me repeat to my colleague. Let me repeat to my colleague that in a democracy, you do not use soldiers to raid somebody's home, especially when that person has told you, that I am not in the country and I'll report when I get back. Ofori-Atta wrote to the OSP that, look, I am not in the country, I've received the invitation and I will come back and report to you for any investigation. You have no right, Mr. Speaker, you have no right to send soldiers to raid a man's house when he's not there. When he has told you that I will come, I'm out of the country. It is worse than armed robbery. In fact, to the extent that I have seen pictures of Richard Japa, who has just been forgiven of his sins, raiding somebody else's house. What business has that man in the house of a man who is supposed to be traveled outside? This is not the democracy we are building.
Thank you.
It is wrong for John Mahama, who just won an election, to try to use soldiers to intimidate people.
Thank you very much.
We will not agree today.
Thank you
we
very
will not
much.
agree tomorrow.
107.3 Asaasepa no.
Ey kane so afọ hwe bambon sam so Dominic Nitiwu wono kro na so MP anase ponomra chewje no gina mu ade hye a wamo bimbila ba trumpets so se badwade atemuda abuso na de sanse woni na to dwa oh my god ma se fem ende de ye we o kire se sa enwo bone no a asojafo no koyoyo ye mfoni ba ko eka wo susu se eye Richard Jakpa no wo kire se sa de na menso so my god ha dem kra eni nti wono so akasa adietia
107.3 Asaasepa no.
busuya na de ya na aban lawyer panyin wo so aba bonten ye ni ntina amanfo bi na sha se ye huhu na ne say ho say papa yi cases mako enum sisi abeno kasa di wo kire se na ni nyi hu biem enye ne fe enye ne de enti won toa so tin ton time watwemu the abroni be friend say discontinuation na attorney general Dr. Dominic Anyine wona na da ya na woyen samtwefo nhie mu a wodi nkyerkyeremu abade enti a cases ni bi wo hono wo kire se na ni nyi hu wo se bi wo hono kura he obefifi mu abuebue mu bye mu no obehwe no ade no enyina so bi animu o na so amanfo bi pa no mahye yes o mudi sanse mone won be so mo twe na se Peter anwapa da so nti no won mo hyede na ko gina court be eye mfie poropopo enum nsia nie won mutimi ni asem ni na nwieye wodi si hono de na o chese Bank of Ghana wo hwe amana do yi eye Dr. Johnson panitese mai papa yi no your tanwu na araka hebei hwinim ena manfo bi de na to tankuru mu a wo ma supo no ne etiensem a Dr. Dominic Anyine aban lawyer panyin ye nneye why some twefo nhye ma odi nkyeremu ni nyina so aba.
Done. And note, ladies and gentlemen of the media, that the Honorable Atachia was never charged, even though the Honorable Collins Dauda was charged subsequent to the actions of the Honorable Atachia. So I leave that to your own considered judgment as to why that happened. Now, in criminal law, an accused is entitled to know with precision the crime that he has committed and the burden that he must discharge in order to prove his innocence. This is basic criminal jurisprudence, and the charges in this case, and the other in terms of the cases affecting the other accused persons, fail to meet the standard of precision required to put an accused person on notice of his criminal liability. Ladies and gentlemen, the third reason why I dropped the charges in some of the cases was that the evidence adduced so far fell significantly short of what was required to convict the accused persons, and yet the state pressed on with the prosecutions. I consider that to be a total waste of state resources. As noted by Puamang JSC in Afoko and Attorney General, that is the case that I cited earlier, the prosecution may enter a nolle prosequi in situations where, upon review of the proceedings, the Attorney General detects fatal flaws in the case which may lead to the acquittal of an accused person. In other words, a nolle prosequi may be entered to avoid possible verdict against the prosecution. My review of some of the cases certainly revealed fatal flaws in the case of the prosecution. A few examples are in order. In two of the banking trials still ongoing, I took the decision to withdraw the charges against Mr. Johnson Pundit Asiema for a simple reason that in the course of my review of the cases, my attention was drawn to an internal memo prepared by the Prosecution Division of our department for the attention of the former Attorney General, the Honorable Godfred Yebo Adame, which recommended that the charges against him be dropped.
107.3
when ya ban lawyer panyin Dr. Dominic Anyine no de nkyekemu aba wo che se Dr. Johnson Pendit Asiema no Bank of Ghana Marathon and Chechemo Diaba into Jinaswa. Sani case no my Ghana Sem Dibiano. Watching San Yano and Odin Chimwapa. Then watching us as Pacas as Wadama, watch it away. Na opuni from Pong, what is the Agongo Diano so and Chilemonita saying honors in Yabotre net ye. Wopuni, one is the Agongo hair for Trisano. No, he anymore. She grand him. And a month for Bidu to 10 crew womu. Also power mo. Also power mo sa. I must say the Agongo quatebe if you shall perform watching ye. Papa for him up on train da. Oba one train crown on what to take. Oh, the camera crown who are Janet near dear sa. Yen it is said to Agongo. Edu Facebook no ni. WhatsApp no ni. TikTok no ni. Social media ni na no uniform ye for one. Or your Tenguna Raka. And I'm going to time grow for ye and told me this you may. Now, no church, Dr. Dominic Kanyere, what about any be any?
I'll give you, an example. In the case of Republic versus Stephen Opuni and another, the entire case was built around the fact that an untested liquid fertilizer, Litovit, was purchased by Cocoa Board and further that the fertilizer was not efficacious. In the event, according to the case of the state, all sums of money spent by Cocoa Board to purchase this fertilizer caused financial loss to the state. Rather strangely, not a single farmer was called by the prosecution to prove this fact. On the contrary, officials at Cocoa Board who were invited by the investigators gave statements to the effect that Litovit fertilizer was one of the most effective fertilizers purchased by Cocoa Board, and that the farmers preferred Litovit fertilizer to the granular fertilizer. More importantly, in the course of the investigations, Cocoa Board took statements from two farmers. Whilst one stated that he did not see any significant change on his farm, the second farmer stated that after using Litovit fertilizer, he saw a significant increase in yield, and that Litovit fertilizer is a very good fertilizer. Again, in the course of the trial, the defense tendered an official report from Cocoa Board which covered field visits by Cocoa Board officials. The report, which was tendered, was to the effect that Litovit fertilizer is a very good fertilizer and that farmers actually prefer it to other fertilizers and was the fertilizer of choice in areas in which Litovit fertilizer was supplied.
107.3
And then the Abaya Penny, Dr. Dominic Kanye, Ayene, and what you are to your watches as I do when in a course one or Sebia Brusebe Nyado. Ayo Tenura Raka and a month for Biasha said they were taught and Kurumua. And in Tomasha says support one in Tenam so a doctor. Opening from Pony said you are going to go. If we shall purple pong watching no for Emra Quanswa. What we do almost 70 and Uncle Siagan in Toba one thing. Now, what by your TV dinner and see so what as a 70 nano. Yen Castle and Dr. Dominic Kanye Tujano. Nan watching a besides a boadama, a month for Biki cat. Say cases I would run a while to us. Yaba and Tabachess when you know what you came on, a month for which as a warner, Abanya Samna Woyo, and I say a dear. And as a Mampani John Romani Mahama, and what shall say to church and some not as a hair, and as a problem is as some pa. Nina say cases no on what church we need now, a cases on what you fat, what you abominable, and how what you on one what you move. And as a Mampani be now her baby, and watch and say, what, Dr. Dominic Kayne, to church Germany at yes, I was just a credit Birata, and Jamophobia walkers or no, education cases no because. Mampani John Ramani Mahama and I says what you came what else and you could be the number no will be no this and town son Bobo Mampani so a clown agent no why yano and you know credit do yet tell someone else Dr. Dominic Kayene what church bufa.
Also, I take absolute responsibility for all the decisions so far taken. I am not under any instructions or pressure to discontinue any case or to bring charges against anyone. Those who are in a haste to tag His Excellency the President of the Republic as a clearing agent should hasten slowly because he is not responsible for prosecutions and has not directed me to drop any case. Moreover, with the exception of one charge of bribery in the Opuni matter, in respect of which, listen, no evidence was laid. None of the persons affected by my decision so far has looted state resources. There is a gulf of difference between the offense of causing financial loss to the state or misapplication of state funds and the offenses of bribery, corruption, or that of using public office for private gain. In the latter offenses, the individual charge can be accurately labeled as looters. I am keenly aware of the need to balance the public interest, in this case, against the interests and rights of the accused persons.
Ebusia, when you are by lawyer Penny, Dr. Dominic Kayene, under the Sansam na to your watch as a sa and Tansan on Model Bomb Penny John Dramani Mahama Sawono, why a clearing agent, one Wama Kwama Sound for Nina, yes, one for whom could be free, no, what as a year quit the Biera dentist, Hadiano, one dia for a jabon who Adiabosu Copa, one was say, so one twato, now for Drediana would run Omudino, one could yes, say beer, will be not kutu passe, one could say Jumano.
107.3.
Also, so Asaasepa Hannis watching Pomians, Cassia different come opening man to Mohammed, current torment, Jolata Studios, and Yabutua. Yet, Twapete man Tamidis, any names what when you be at your Facebook, near Demo Honomo. Cassia move for ye, hey, would Honomo 1 story, 1 video, a Bonomo. Ubet when you be a her. Facebook near Asaasepa 107.3, Asaasepa 107.3. Now do I drink Channel Piasso Diamamo Honomo, Major Prayer, making Canina come upon so Diamau. WhatsApp number now Bizoko Nanumri SMP who 057 777 1073 057 777 1073. So the first one Akura making Canina come upon at the amount for a channel to a boom was what when you be at team. I would say at once some Sunday Copimo who must also at ya. And they swap for she who must some to a year 100 dress for Peba one thing. What just one idea was sing kitty. Ariata so my Ghana, who must be to Mpoko and Mikasa pa. Number was able to Mpoko and Mamma ye. Amana come upon the any Sikabotan Pie here at your education, no answer for whom is to Mpon. I couldn't with the $1.8 billion. $1,000 yet minya. Every question in Tia Kuromo to me that doing as Sodia and your whom is your say, ever found to a pay fracas pa. Not as 79 to join another year, no abra. What is the one was a one of the Obama compare? I quack or Henry, whom is your soy and Cromata would be a woman do you must a bit more poor. Ever my gun hands whom is your soy and a bit to Mpoko and Casapa. Emma Yan Kuma and get to her and Panina and Tem will be answered with me, sure dear. What baby near a penny in Pasaco Crabba. Now I don't know whom is your soy, one was so for her and address to their 2 years just 1 year. Why can't so much more poor? Emma whom is your soy and it met to Mpoko and Casapa or be a more. Nasa ni so aduhuni entimimra.
What is your strategy, Honorable?
There is no strategy apart from decapping GET fund, and government is increasing its investment in education as a percentage of GDP. There should be increased allocation to the education portfolio. I trust that between now and the next few years, we would have to invest a minimum of $1.5 billion into the education sector in order to respond to the infrastructure deficit and to bridge the discrepancy gap between the north and the south, rural, urban. But STEM school, Accra STEM Academy model, as you can see, not just an edifice, but it assures these young children that as they started, they will graduate out here completing senior high school. So our intention would be to scale it up and ensure that every regional capital has a STEM infrastructure built for that region, beginning with Upper East, Upper West, OT, and West and North. Then the other regions will follow as Accra has had. Then Ashanti, as I note, there's some going on the Botompi girls. So the deprived regions will be given priority. I intend that GET Fund will invest some of their money into building some STEM schools across the country. Thank you.
I was here when you swafwa. Wash your human science, so my Ghana hand would win for Haruna Drusu. And on the Sansamoni now to your watch as a Sessica Butin Yasica, you bet me here. ɛma man Ghana nso yɛhoma sua ne tumatu mpo akɔ nim kɛseɛ paa ɛma na tuma bɛyɛ kraba hwɛ sɛ de bɛ akwasi bo no hwentia de no a wɔyɛ ne obiara nya akonya a wɔbɛgyakpa wɔbɛtu kwan akɔpie mu wɔ aburokyire akɔkɔ sua de bɛyɛ panyimpa do so no man Ghana no wɔkyɛ saa de bɛtuma yɛ bi wɔ ha no mo ɛnti wɔyi ɛyɛ nsɛm wɔ wɔn so ɛde atudwa wɔkyerɛ Ghana fo nyinaa
107.3
Asaasepa no.
na yɛ to akaseɛ no so de a bosome yɛbɛsi mu yɛ bosome ɛtɔ so mmiɛnsa March bosome na adeɛ baako a ɔman Ghana da biara da no edu afi biara yɛde hyɛ yɛn ho nkura ne yɛde hyɛ yɛn nsoro sɛ ɛneɛ March bosome ɛtɔ so nsia since March no yɛde si wɔn ayɛ afɔfi da sɛ de bɛyɛ a yɛbɛtumi ahyɛ fa saa berɛ no akwasi bo no hwentia bɛdi yɛ so na sɛ ɛndi so no bɛdi yɛ no wɔde yɛ kɔnkoaso mu ama saa berɛ no wobɛhu ne sɛ na nkɔnsɔnkɔnsɔ na egu yɛn nsa na ebi gu yɛn nan saa nkɔnsɔnkɔnsɔ egu yɛn nsa ne yɛn nan na wɔde mpire ɛne mmaa na otwa yɛkyi na otwa yɛkyi na otwa yɛkyi saa berɛ no akakoma nkwan wonya bi nni impuso wonya bi nni ategɔ bɛɛso wonya bi nni na ɔde saa deɛ no nanam nso saa ɛne ntrafe bi edu a yɛyɛ si hɔnom sɛ March bosom na ɛtɔ so nsia yɛbɛtumi ahyɛ fa na yɛakan yɛkyi kakra ne yɛhunu baabi efiri ba baabi abɛduru ne baabi a yɛkɔ na edu saa berɛ no wɔn sɛ enuanom nkumankuma no wɔn atoɔm school atadeɛ no so hyɛm na line ne da ne nsa ha na ɛneɛ ne nan no watwe socks tenten apɛ black shoe bi de aka ho waka so coat a akɔgyina wie mu wobɛkyɛ hɔ nom a it's right 1 2 no wadan n'ani wɔtwa buru sɛ saa wɔyɛ sɛ smart no na abusua afi bi ɛkɔ so afi deɛ bɛba no mampani John Dramani Mahama sɛ waste of time waste of money wey ani hwahi sɛ wobɛka nkɔda egu awie mu awakɔgyina wie akataban so atoɔ mu ntadeɛ so akɔkɔɛ it's right wobɛwie no na ni na hu fi asɛ wakotu nkateɛ ɛwɔ bɔrega na wei na mampani John Dramani Mahama kyerɛ sɛ wɔne de wɔtwam afi deɛ no ɛnkɔnkɔyɛ sɛ yɛkɔhyɛ fa akɔgyina Independence Square anasɛ pɔlɛ Black Star Square hɔ nom akɔfrɛfrɛ mpanyimfoɔ sɛ mommra mommɛka speeches mommɛka nsɛm mowie a afei ntwa budget nte hɔ no wɔn sɛ kane no budget mbuburdwo sɛ sika no wɔkyerɛ sɛ bɛtumi yɛ ade pa my Ghana bɛtumi atumpo akɔnimi kɛseɛ paa na sansɛm nyinaa de tudwa na ne kasa mafoɔ Felix Ofosikwaakye papa yi ɛna nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ nhyɛ ma ɔyɛ ne nnada yi a na wɔde tudwa wɔkyerɛ sɛ saa deɛ no ɛyɛ gyinasie wasi a ɛbɛtumi aboa ma afi sika kakra no anka ɛde bɛyɛ saa 6 March no saa sika no yɛbɛtumi de akɔhyɛ baabi foforɔ atumi aboa ɛma my Ghana nso atumi yɛ sika no yɛ ade foforɔ na mbom ne 6 March yɛbɛyɛ no Jubilee House ɛnɛ woyɛ no ne accreditation kɔɔ na kɔhɛ apolice wɔn bunkam wɔn bua mo anga sɛ wɔn nimɛ soasoa wɔyi na Felix Ofosikwaakye kyerɛ sɛ Jubilee House wɔn mo deɛ bɛyɛ ne ketewa bi sɛ na asogyafoɔ na apolicefoɔ no wɔwɔ piem hɔ no mo a wɔhu no na mo ayɛ ne kakraa bi na ɛtumi atumpo akɔnim pa yɛntie sɛm a Felix Ofosikwaakye wɔkeka ho.
This independence celebration, he believes that it is entirely possible to hold modest but significant events to mark this important occasion without breaking the national peace. For that reason, he has decided that this year's celebration will not take on the spectacular form that we have been used to over the years. Rather than a major event at the Independence Square, where there are contingents of men from the various security agencies and hundreds of school children, I beg your pardon, from across the country who march briskly to applause and cheers. We are going to have a significant ceremony at the presidency, and this will ensure that we minimize the often huge financial implications that come with this celebration.
107.3
Felix Ofosikwaakye ɛyɛ obi ɔkasa ma mpanyin no korona gyinam sɛ soafo a wɔhwɛ nkitahodie nsɛm so ɔman Ghana ha na ɔde sansi na atugye wɔkyɛ saa 6 March no afei din tontan yɛnya yɛ obiem ɛnto obi ankɔtena fie na ɔnkɔdi ne dwuma.
107.3
Asaasepa no.
Busia yɛmfiri saa nsɛm no afei yɛnkɔpie mu ɛwɔ afutu abatoɔ mpɛsoa so na adeɛ baako a bɛbɛyɛ twamene ɛwɔ hɔ no paa ɛne sɛ yadeɛ kɔdeɛ wuo yi a yɛfrɛ no cholera no yɛsɛ saa yadeɛ yɛmtubrafo yadeɛ ɛba so wɔn sɛ na onim abɔ saa asɛ sɛ bi eburu ɛkɔm na ɛde wɔ wobɛfia na wuti ntasuo na ɔho ne mu fi nsuo ne adeɛ saa yɛntɛbɛtɔ gya kora sɛ afutu abatoɔ mpɛsoa so ne mponomansin no mu hɔ no yadeɛ no asase a bobo amanfo hɔ no mu ani amene okasa yi yadeɛ no atoɔ nso te se kɛseɛ paa na no nandra ta mrasebye fie mu no eye mrasebye no gire mu ade hye mo afutu abato mpeso Alexander Kwame na fanyo market osahene papa yi agi abrane wodo kotrese de ma soafo wo hwe ye pom de nsem so wo momodea na sa yade wontimi so so ano sanse ade hye wo mo afutu abato mpeso so ne afutu manzini mo no wo ma se hye pa ni nan nam sa kolwa yade so na ene nam so a Alexander Kwame na fanyo market wo chese wono de Bellman sin so man sere waham answer wa chase a wodo kotrese de ma soafo no wano ahyase etu wonamo anamontuo ni nyina ne se wayi ne botom sika edi akwa boa ayaresabea wodo a ewo afutu abato mpeso so won fifiri mantam ni nyina kire se wamonye 100,000 chobable Ghana cedis 1 billion monye na mo fa ngodi dwuma se ne bebetima boa ma saa yade yi ye betime tu ase kora afri afutu eye mansini mo fifiri mantam eno ati o kire se won de waye krado se saa yade no a abeso an wo mo so cholera yi obetima tu ase kora Emma, woman to me aboa ma asoye mo hwe human so na sempo asoye a wo hwe ya pom de nsem so no wo so atimi aka ba kire mo se betima aboa Emma ya de yetimi di osiwie yetimi aboa no na kane MC Edma Futu mansini mu honorable Alhaji Zubairu Kasim wono ogina emu na for de sika gina Alexander Kwame na fanyo market animu na ode ma aya yaresabia wodo a wo honom se wo monye na yade wo mtim fantu ase akura emfiri mpotem ho ne yentie nsem a eno nso wakaka ho abra what is Asika button Emma Yafono?
Cholera pandemic in Awama. Aha Yaban, Yabawa MP, Nitim, where Honorable Alexander Kwame na fanyo market or sign. Nuna, Eja, Wama party painful. Na watch at the Chadoha, no health directorate, Yeshim Waha, na Orbua for what is happening in the future now. Cholera and the MP also wants to know the Ordinisika 1 billion Ghana cedis. And they came out 100,000 Ghana cedis. Now, Yadaba, Yadabama Health Directorate, Yadishare, or Doctor Colette Brown, Kinsem, Washa, in order share. Erba sabi open or had been washing Paha. Tiabaya no yet in MP. Honorable Alexander Kwame from the market, Sahin, who doubles as the majority minority leader in parliament. Honor and the Paywam Yashim, Yaban Sumaya and Fair. Now, Nation also, oil director of health, Okade, obey clean up exercise. Master, there's some money in a young waka, or your Ochanapa. In a potem, in a big able to be clean, and I am a simple way to do away with the cholera situation in the future. Apart from all this, no Bahai, the Bola, Cassidy, after the AC, on the semester assembly, especially the coordinating director. One Shisha, Nipa, or in charge. I think all documents are in the assembly. One Shisha, Nipa, or in charge. No one be push, and fee, baby, or horses here.
107.3.
Area, why are the Mompre Noe? Yeah, where you are signing Alexander Kwame na fanyo market, and where you bottom sika 1 billion 100,000 Ghana cedis. Say Munye, no more futu, a mention him honomo. Mofa Bob Hobra said, "Bitima Boama Saya, dear, yam to brafo ya de cholera, you bet me to a seacra. Na Dujana and Nemu, a yetin and Kane, a cane mensi catch a penny, Edima, a futu, a year mensin honomo. When a man for Alhaji Zubairu Kasim, and Ojana name what is as Kenina, a man penny for. Now, one more general and a municipal head director, Edima, a futu municipal head directorate, no, Dr. Paulette Brown. Was a penny and yes, as Bagas said, didn't just many years of nan so. Obani dan yadia baba boyai na so ogidi na rese mu se sa na monto yi Alexander Kwame na fanyo market osahene wetuo yi ebetima bo pa ama sa yade ya beso wo mo so e wa futu hono mo no ni na so etima ba ne kokrabo yentie nsem a municipal health director edema efutu municipality no Dr. Paulette Brown mami what the two edwabra na woni Asaasepa se edi enkomo.
The positive cases you were 29. Dead to the year 3. No, and it's a china, if it's mine, a basic room. Mamma can fancy one. Mean to careful to the mamma to my can fancy there.
107.3.
Yeri, Juma. Bekade sisi anu yampano no ori aye bibi o ho na kampano de tum kɔ de fom kra na mframa no fon ho be sisi mframa no kɔ fon ho wo mpano no ndo onye papa no nka wom na chede dwumaze orukɔ wo ho no onye dwumaze a oso enwa nti no mpano ho no ye enwa si ho no de ye make sure de one ejija na ya wo ejija na ni na ye besre mo na wo je won na no wonjai na ye be clean ho fine na hono be presentable na on my yare no nso so the most important na odi yare na odere ba no because sabe obi koja na wo ho obi akoto aba friend and po aba odi na na ma ebegu fom enam so de senye de chu na betu bi a esteem hu kakra bibi but emo aba no anye yi nti na cheda mo aba no wo ho na obi efi ho no ma aba obi kra no bi se na also okoja na wie no ode punsu no na ode wo ho na nsa ho nti you can just imagine na wo kwa do de kopu no nso a afi so de yare ba abefie nti mpana no ho no nti na yesre de ho no ne de obe na efie ne mu no so ya tenkra ya po akro no ya tensam ode sisi ano mo aban da wo jana egu roba no mu no wa akyekyere no wa ato nti inhu na da wa ato nti insu ta insu no so insu nto imponyi na afi nsuru boto no ye nyebrese mo ye yan da mo frama no rukunwan e mo frama sebi wo wonyim hwe nyem me ye be kyere won no ono wo de beba nti no ye nyem penfu ye ntanyim na mo frama no wonsu anfu ye hu
107.3
Asaasepa no ebusia wen ye municipal health director Edma efutu mensini mu wo mfimfini mantemo Dr. Paul Brown mami ono sanse mu na tuja watch ese na niaso na mbom no obo momodin akoto asere ya afo mo hono se momodin ase apomodin mapa ene ahonidie mapa nsam no wo muti momodin na afi wo mu ndi so sere betima aboa ema cholera yi ye betima tu ase kra
107.3
Asaasepa no Endra Dana krata tintin Freeman panya adwoso mu ba ye chief of staff Julius Debra Nsachas ye Nini na ne sabra ye to aba wie ye December boso na to so enson wo mu susu samanfo bi ho no wo hye ase enya adwuma yoye adwuma ni na no saafo no eni wo kan se umatima to adwuma so nini na ne se emra wo de tim ho no se nka transition team no wo metimi aboa ma se ye to aba wie na wo ya no wodi nkunu na se wodi ntwa eni wo kan se wo betimi afa adwumafu adwuma mu enkopem saban foforo betimi aba no na wa yo ne saa ne no so wo kire samanfo bi ho no mo he wo wabo mi fita diku yo mo ko so akofa adwumayefo Nene Ndra chief of staff Julius Debra krata ba ya ne nsa ase kire se saafo ni nina no ye pamu wo mo go drafie wo munya adwuma yo ezanse kwan ye fa so fa wo mo no enye kwan ya ebetimi agina so e de ensa si ehyegyamu akasa kwan papa Nene Ndra Atumpan dwumadie so kofia mankwa manu wono ya atuma kwa won ma hyebdwani wono kwan ne kane so afo be de che wo hwe banbo nsem so be pie mu na bono yin ba fo watran konwum nunu kakra no bisa se wada ma sanse wo gine se no se hwe Oman ye hanom no Bible ye kan Bible pa de a adwuma mu ye Bible kase pa ezan so wo ya no ni sika no ni adwuma bia hwa wo soro no pese ya wo tam ne bag wo fa tuo kitua bi de hye ne bag no nam bachere kurja wo hunu se wo no poma bia wo bawura mu a ejapade wo bia no wapie na wo de ejapade ni nso pie dwane akọ na we na kofia mankwa manu kire se John Dramani mama Ghana mampanyin wadama wo ba no kire se be 24 hour economy eya sempa pa Now, so 24-hour economy now, they but now chess and come on for to win your man of a union. Now, we'll be here, we'll chess a month for 1 year, mother than one. Your form December was that also and so couldn't know what to if you're not 24-hour economy now, can Neddy Parry. Watch us a 1 year son. And your Mohawk German and Cobestra and Cabaya Sabre, woman caught. Now, woman call for some condemned court. Said I be a court, bet me a cancer in Nama Womo. Now, for who says Animal, Truna, Ganama, Penny John. Dramani Kwame Mahama was see Yano Sabrio. Animal tune animal to papa anase pole mrache kire no we na kofia man kwa menu sere sen ka beya sa animal to mutun dentem so se be betima boa e ma perepere yo atimi aba ye tie se papa yi wokaka obra ndrata opi motumpa dwumadi so
it depends on say e bia enipa no ya man letter say if you have a letter na say what conditions of service in the letter why not na say domlovo am say Yera John Mahama, be free so the first time. It's 5th January or so. Annual appointed Dom Level. As a Dom Level, so I am a no cry, the age no crano, name Chay, the age in what is so. And so far, 7.3. Yes.
Abusia, Monfranchai, I'm say, and no, a Budumukakra. I'm so many and a many kakra. But probably and Saka and no, yet the best row. na afei yɛde ne nyinaa nso aboa ma watie bi wɔnyɛ Kofi Amankwa menu mmara sɛ bɛgya ne ogyina mu ma ade hye a wɔn atwuma kwa awoma batoɔ mpɛ so asantema ntam mu wɔde to dwa ndrade wɔ Atumpan dwumadie sɛ boyi ne baafo wɔtena nkonnwa mu na odi mu kyia me
107.3
Asaasepa no busua kwan trintin bia no bɛwi aboboa no aha na kase aboa no firi man ntam de nsani nyinaa mu no yɛde bɛba ne nkokɔ abom nya bi tie kasa fidie so da ha yɛ Asaasepa ha ne so akyiri pɔ mmiɛnsa Ideal 96.7 so je kase peteyɛ ɛma yɛafɔ mu ofifiri man ntam ho no nyinaa so kyɛn bi tie na Facebook, YouTube, Instagram and TikTok no uduru hɔ no yɛ Asaasepa 107.3 Asaasepa 107.3 na ɔde wadwe nkyɛn afa so de ama me WhatsApp number no so ne 057 777 1073 057 777 1073 so de fa so a akora mɛkenkani na kama paa ɛde ama wo TikTok ne dɛm hɔ no mo ɛmranteɛ ne de ɔmo ka wo sɛ double tap the screen no ayɛ ne saa ɛde ama me na akɔ n'anim kɛseɛ paa sɛ mufoɔ panyin ne dia ne na ɔyɛ ankra wɔna sa kaseɛ maa me na de ogyina machi brane sɛ producer na kwasi buakye wɔ boɔ ba wɔne nhyira kwabi wɔn yɛ adwuma ni na maa me na akokora banya ako aborɔ no ma me so bɛtena nkonnwa mu na medi mu nam ahoyi na mbom Facebook messages kakra aba no ma me nkenka mo sɛ bono ni bafo gyina me kɔn so kama paa ne wahiti ensɛm na ɛkɔ so wahiti wɔde nsɛm no bɛsom piaga wɔse kisiɛ gyaben arrested nam tabakuro so ka ho sanche no kyemaame ne ka ho sɛ wɔyɛ wadwen so bɛkye ɛyɛ wɔnomnyamfoɔ Kenneth Forata dia ɛne sɛdi nam tamakuro no wɔnkɔ baabi ayɛ wɔwɔ asase so to nsa frɛ no Kofi Mensa Pilatu wɔse hwɛ akokora ba me tie pa wo ba adwuma na mbom medwin Ghana ho a na yɛ me ya na masu baako ne nyinaa ne sɛ Haji Asafia Mohammed wahono wɔno yɛ incoming women's organizer yenim saa ɛwɔ MPPD mu nanso kigyaja bia na motwa wotoi ɛnya na motwa wo se yɛsɔ so papa no ɛme sɛ wɔpɛ sɛ wɔyɛ ma ne sɔ John Roman Mahama ni nanso obeyi na di wo de hwɛ obeyi na di Kofi Mensa Pilatu dia wɔde aba no ebusua wɔyɛ Edward Ajare wɔse Asaasepa mo ba adwuma po akokoraba me feel brutal wɔse good evening Canada na mitie mo wɔyɛ Ghana Canada na sa buruchi Canada wɔse anisifo no wɔn yɛ serious kitikitikitikitikitik wo hwɛ manim pa brofo no mo mra sɛ bi fie mu Kofi Ajiman Black Mine wɔse pick from no obutuo akokoraba me hwɛ no atade ne me fɛ ɛyɛ black mate minim Kofi Ajiman Black Mine wɔn so de ɔde aba pick farm no ebusua SMS kakra de aba nie we die ni wɔse hwɛ akokoraba wo ba adwuma po ya de ai bo medin ma me Ken ni medin mate Ken mate mabodin ewa mabodin ebusua wo mama wɔn so de voice note no aba wɔse akokoraba me tiew Asaasepa man tie mu na me honam yem dide na me basaa bi de bia me tie mu me nya wotoso we dia wode aba wo mama na Nenok won so se follow who no road Asaasepa mu bu adwuma kase pa na mo kisi agyaben de wo yo no won te ase ne sen ho wo se papa yi em se oboso ya na John Mahama hu se wo bu adwuma nanso wo mo adwuma bia wo pɛ de contract na ye stand no nanso wo che se enya adwuma emba so yi de wo ka no ebusua wensu die nie Dorothy wɔse hwɛ me tie o kɛse pa nyankropɔ ntwedi ampan hyira wo ebusua manfansi na bono hene baafo wo metra ne nkonnwa mu ɛnɛ sɛ de wahiti no mama kwan a ahwa wo bɛpai me ma mo ne tie a yɛgye so anya ado makra na mo mekoi Atumpan dwumadie ɛna ɛto aso kɔso ma afidie ne na Asaasepa hɔ ne so akyiripɔ miɛnsa
One 7.3
Asaasepa no
Osum achihan emewiase atedin Hyiaen wa Asaasepa 107.3 niamfa kanea ne nkyerɛw bride Atumpan ɛsomo wei ɛyɛ amayo sɛmo a ɛnoma pii ɛwom ɛnsɛm ɛbɔ pɛtɛ bibiri ɛwɔ mamu ɛne ɛde somo ɛdwoda kwasi fieda bra no nsia bɔ kɔpem sɛ nonkron bɛbɔ wa Asaasepa 107.3 FM midin ɛde bono hene baafo wa Atumpan
Medofo say a castle draw. What's your CSA?
Odo entiasie.
Odo ma enije.
Odo dear, a give and take.
Odo nyentopa.
Oh, odo dear do. Odo ya butre entiasie enye gidi.
Odo a serious business.
Odo yete.
Happy Valentine's Day. Your voice note. Netenten be yesema baako pe. Nafa send your WhatsApp number 057-777-1073. Yabe phone crofo numu a omodo sonko ne to asum. Ne ya ton sa fra oma ba in studio. Na woni bibi. Eni jesam kese e wo mu ne say. Ni obedi nkunim ne benya akonya ba ye dwumedi a. Ya pomode ahihya ma adofo. Sa dwumedi yi ya to din say no ordinary love night. Ebe ye nwumra ore mfi da. Efri say ya bennom wine na ye di chocolate na afi ya try the hotel la ya 23 na ye moma no odo sonko Valentine's Day dwumedi Asaasepa ya ne ya pamfo ne ye de brem na ye koso aka idwedifo se akonya kese wo ho mam se mo pese mo ni ye ndi dwa mo fra ye ewo 020-000-9954 Happy Valentine's Day Asaasepa say
Mofia Moke Radio Agme 107.3.
Asaasepa.
Nkejeme ubadwo twengme.
Follow who no road.
Onye Igbeson 247. Onye
Asaasepa.
Enyum.
Minyamumpo. 107.3.
Asaasepa no.
Atumpan. Chenia kasa. Atumpan. Chenia kasa. Atumpan. Chenia kasa. Atumpan. Chenia kasa. Atumpan.
The one who led the soldiers is a state security operative. But Mr. Speaker, the point is very clear.
Are you very sure that it's a state security operative?
Mr. Speaker, he says so. It's not coming from me. He confirmed. These are the words of the majority leader. It's not mine.
This is Japan.
That is what, so Mr. Speaker, yes, he has confirmed. He says he is a state security operative. It's not coming from me. Mr. Speaker, I have shared the videos with him. And I was fair in my dealings with him by saying that this is a matter that I want to raise. So, Mr. Speaker, let us be guided by what he has just told us and allow our colleague to proceed. I have gotten a signal from my respected colleague who has just been nominated as a deputy minister that he wants to withdraw that aspect of the submit. Oh, he says so, please. It's not.
Pinu any adionunum and kakra or the echo or the becha. Mamin shon crying and when I'm in country say I bet a bofri form and Rebecca Akosoro. Enti abrabona ye bono e yen kakra en twen so benya bebre as na start life obi enya 100 Ghana cedis was you up 10,000 answer no abobra me pato 100 Ghana cedis no invest fashion bibim en kakra be nyina ekese obisia me dia enu so me ware o me pato betimi ahyase afri baabi wate abrabon ye hyase afri baabi ne dia kowie baabi enti agenkwa na yeka na asem Yesu kura no ohwe baabi a wo no a na nkanye baabi a enka ese wo no no but wo hyase afri baabi eno be ye kese pa owiase afa na nyina me pato to ho ase sa eyen nkakra wo beduru ho empri bebre wa abrabom enyume bedi nkomo pi aban lawyer pan de ag ababontin dia betu dwa se cases now withdraw ya now drop here ovoso ampofo kwakubu ahen sedu agongo Johnson Esiama BOG governor eni omo keka ho nyina no wono a ne pem no de ye enya mampan John Dramani Mahama ɛna ɛhyɛ ne sɛ wɔntu saa anammɔ no. Communications Director ama MPP ama Yoko no Richard Ehiababa Bontin de abatu dwa sɛ Ken Oforiatta wɔn kɔ baabiara sɛ yɛbɛtaataa no. Wayɛ ready sɛ anɔpɔ wa wie wa nwumre o. OSP invite no a wobɛkɔ. And images bi aba. CCT images bi aba. And metra sidin bisa sɛ sana soldiers for ro bi fie. Baabi a yɛduru sɛ wɔ man no. Ɛyɛ Rumble Star ne yɛde bu man na na. Yɛbɛde hu nkɔmɔ na anwumre yi. Shannon Swami said OSP, Office of the Special Prosecutor, declare Ken Oforiatta, former finance minister, wanted. He declared be wanted, that means a baby abe huni panibiano, ye betimi actually nipano. Ne kwan so no ana, ye do nkomo ene anwumre. Me bacho waiting komo pin ye di, me din de bono hene ba for once again. Welcome on board. Me sorry say see American paying juma de bebro. And one man air cost work room and a tuba barrack. And you're uncivilized. We are not in the jungle. For Christ's sake. Ye ni kwayem. Ye wokrom. And yamma law and order and ye juma wokrom ha. Finito. Onu be nyadwena. And now bye, it doesn't mean that. And no. There is always tomorrow. And I watch our hall. And 2 years be no one can adopt. And then Rasmuja for translating come out. Honorable Frederick Gilbert Eddie Ewaha. Siamai Masabejanino no. Obedjani and Cecia. Honorable Isaac Buama Nyako. MP for Fia, one is better than say. I'm not paying for anyone to come out. It's exactly 7-9. Memoir Kwaba.
I ask you to be citizens, not spectators. I ask you to be citizens, not spectators.
Chenia kasa. Atumpan.
Right, mami mo adwo me mo akwaba bio Emra Asaasepa 107.3 Atumpan dwumadi ne Emra so se ye de kan pen dwumadi brɛ anwumai enkomo ho and enkomo wo krom ni bi ene ebedi because oman no asɛe a yetimu bi oman ne ye yesu a yetimu bi Enra BBC cantonment ha former finance minister Ken Oforiatta ni fie asrafo ini ma bi omufiri gigra ni fie se surudom and images aba images no a eba ye no opanyi bi wo mu a yesusu se eye gapa de one honorable Atuforsen no amasem wo court a aban lawyer panyi e discontinue case no Office of the Special Prosecutor enye kakai sania yedi oman ne kono ayesa we are in a jungle amwa kese wo mu a yebetimi achewawe ayesa kaka motobi abakurom kantete no nye fra bibi kaka motobi enti kaka motobi no wo ba na nkura adwane badaba amamu a amamu no nya kaka motobi star enya Rumble Star ewo krom ha Ken Oforiatta sabe obeye ne de ewo krom ha wosom ye wa penny dues ewo Ghana Wanya nipa hunu bi a wɔn mɔbra na wɔaka sɛ wɔdwane akɔhyɛ aburokyire wɔn ma bio enti ma declare no wanted. Office of the Special Prosecutor tie ne yie paa. Abayin kisi ajabayin tie ne yie paa. Sa yesusu sɛ wadi ɔman sika wawie ɔman sika ye invite nipa no ye ne trase ne ye ne di nkomo ye nhwemu na ɛyɛ nokre ne ye begye sika ye gye sika obia no obesoso sɛ obi ni man sika ba sɛ nipa na tro krata ma wo sɛ wo yare o US wo sa ne ho yare yare enti wo sa ne ho yare wie a wo beba na wo ka sɛ ma declare no wanted wo ye kromfo enti wo pe ɛsi ɛkyi no ne yɛde ne ba. Come on. Yeah, sensitive kakra. So who kisi ajaben by extension, wo na wo yade a, ɛne yɛ sɛ CID boss hia wa. Over sorry from the sick bed. Na di mirika ba sɛ CID boss hia mi ntino me ba na. Ɛno ma bi wo a, yɛnyɛ very sensitive. And kino for atakwa awɔkɔyɛ no, ɛnyɛ sɛ bia wo dwane no kɔyɛ. Sir, me fa Ghana for enquire 2021. Brahman Payina Nado nominate no, sa finance minister. Ne vetting credit delay. The amount vetting delay and say what character, comma vetting committee no, sa wako Mayo Clinic, USA. No ako san ho yade kakra. Into amon so. A man vetting no a delay. 2nd January 2025.
Sheniakasa.
What character Akoma chief of staff. Sa wakosan ho yade USA, the same hospital. 22nd January 2025. Santa Mandis Yabe take over. Was central Krata Akoma chief of staff. Atache hospital appointment on your mabuku. Sa woko USA akosan ho yade. Na wobi a ono atro krata sa wakosan ho yade. Na OSP wutimi declare nipa no wanted a. Wanted say wanted the pass saying. And Yanheya Yebeko 1979, 1981. We are cry Ebiana Union. 1979, 1981 ho Nenya Wagana. Ahuna apopo ya bunipa. But we are not in a banana republic. Yeni kwayem. Anya popo anya hunhuna anya de chichiri man. Aye democratic dispensation kabi mamin kabi.
Ne ka na da hodo.
Nipa ni nya na sumdue usunye wa sumdue. You better read the letters amount. Se nipa ni yare na ne lawyers aka tell us wo yare. Enti wo ti ampa wo beba. Na wo ka se lawyers na se mo ka no wo mfa nya adwuma a wo nkyɛn mera bia kisi ajaben.
Atumpan
Oman ni mra no wo nkyɛn no the 1992 constitution wo mmoro so.
Ne ka na da hodo.
Eye by virtue of obi na ba ye ne appointed as special prosecutor. Sa office no obi occupy pen. Ba bia wo no a wo ya mana yesa wo ya ye trinity no obi atena ho e no koye. Yen read the letters ne kakra kwa translate. Translate na me hu letters na solicitors makino furiata wo tro ye e de koma OSP. Response a OSP no wo de ba e no kan Ghana for papa ne yankoni adaje.
Ti krata ye wo me aye correspondence a every kind of rata ono na lawyerfo e ho ababontene. Na de din kan ne men kapremo wo say bonsu Bruce Catlin any partners eno ye na lawyerfo mo twitwaje ken of rata. Na krata yi e kire se on the 24th January 2025 heading in direction to attend the office of the special prosecutor. We write as solicitors for Kenneth Uforiata in respect of the above subject and refer to your letter dated 24th January 2025. We are informed by our client that a letter dated 24th day of January 2025 was left at our client's security post for his attention. Next, one day, letter no, a free special prosecutor. Our client had been out of the country and therefore not in his home in Ghana at the time. The said letter has been brought to our attention on the instructions of our client, who is still out of Ghana. The said letter is inviting our client to attend in person at your offices on Monday, 10 February 2025 at 10 a.m. Our client gave notice to the former chief of staff in early January and more recently to the current chief of staff of his trip outside the country on the medical grounds. Our client is currently undergoing medical observation and test, culminating in medical decisions to be taken in due course as to the way forward with treatment. After that, he will have a better idea of when he is able to proceed to Ghana. We are therefore humbly bringing to your attention that we shall give you a notice of his arrival in the country as to schedule your reschedule your invitation to him for purposes as stated in the heading of your letter under reference. And where your letter dated
right,
January.
Letter ni tia wo nyina ne say kind of react fee and you say security on the 24th January 2025. You come on krata ni ne say OSP invite no sir. Enti the lawyers no ehu krata no mo se da bi papa no bo chief of staff amane sir want na kurum ha wo ko US na fe wakosa no ho yade enti nipa ni ho enti nka be ya bra na wo de ama no sir wo mmra no enka science sano se na be nduru ho no na no ho ato no OSP letter no kenkane enko
enti we dia mikitanse OSP response what they ma the lawyer for which general heading in your say in direction to attend the office of the special prosecutor. By the letter dated 24th January 2025, you were informed that the office of the special prosecutor OSP has commenced an investigation into suspected corruption and corruption related offenses regarding 4 cases in respect of which the OSP considers you a suspect. Further, you were directed to attend in person the OSP at 6 Hill Selassie Avenue, South Ridge, Accra, on Monday, 10 February 2025 at 10 a.m. GMT for interviewing. By the letter dated 21st January 2025, the law firm Menka Premo Osebonsu Bruce Catlin and partners, per Justice Kusi Menka Premo Esquire, informed us, per your instructions, that you are out of the jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds, and that the firm will notify us of your arrival in the country in aid of rescheduling your personal attendance at the OSP. Further, the firm offered its willingness to provide the OSP with any information we may require to aid in the investigation until your arrival in the country. The OSP does not need or require notification from your lawyers of your arrival in the jurisdiction. The OSP acknowledges your lawyer's gracious offer to provide us with information to aid in our investigation. However, your personal attendance at the OSP is required. The OSP declines your request to be away from jurisdiction indefinitely on medical grounds. On your say-so, you are directed to indicate by close of business day on Monday, 10th February 2025, a reasonable date of your return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP. If you fail to do so, the OSP will take all necessary legal steps to secure your return to the jurisdiction and attendance to the OSP at your own choosing. Where you signed, Kisia Japin.
Simple. That means that the office of the special prosecutor say there be lawyers for krata o motro koma no say kenoforiata. Wo yare okosa no ho yare Mayo Clinic e wo US no ane de womfa ho. By extension, was one fa so yare so ye dan one fa ho. Only the data was no 10 February 2025.
Yeah, that was last Monday.
And Ghana for Jejia. Me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Because I mean, I know who me. Not my lawyer for cancer will say, Sabi in previous. Me are. Enti nyabutrama me na kasa chenchena achen. And into what declare me wanted that. na mentiase. In any case, sir OSP no ejidi se ana wo susu se Ken of Riata dwane no dwane wonyare no te abrochire na sabi so wadi Ghana sika o so awia Ghana sika o na wo ginani a was stating clear appointment with the hospital wa attach it to the letter was sere kwan every chief of staff for e de kwa abrochire enti dan na so hu kwan kisia jaben sabi uso betro krata akoma hospital ne se obi wo ho a mo hwe no a ye friend Ken of Riata na de di kan again sani pa na friend Ken of Riata no enkopem da ben ene betimi amonita no ana ya hwe na wie. Question number 2 basa wontimi nga sa de we nyina na wo kase what declare nipa no wanted based on then I would declare nipa no wanted mrashe bidwa for any on bedin komo join me say on 057 777 1073 057 777 1073 me ba cho so betuma botwene ne bi wo ba bo ne tew se na be ye be kona foforo etumi abam. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Me ba cho din ba bi aten ka free.
E ba cho me free apa, me ba cho ma akwa ni.
Ma akwa ne botwene ne enko.
No, me da se obani ka tie. Anu kwa so na ensem die buku. Enti o ti krom ha na jabe no, o ti krom ha no. Kan no, obori ata wo yare ana. Onyi me so yare ana. Anya no no wa ye bibi. Anya wono no wa ye bibi na nando a o ti ni shi post ni so no. One ma asem we say aso ye. Enti o so ye be ma. On pray no kwa America, no kwa mo na bo mo mpa ne mra. Bi e cha no Ghana. O ka se ya mo ahu. O ka se ya jini bo ahu. Ade nti no wa ya no ho sa. Ye ntromo. Se se de Ghana e ba bi e ka se ye wa ya mo to mo bia me tie ya nim bi e mu da. Ye twam na twam. Enti sa wa je no kwa bo pekuo bi. Na pekuo ni tuni fo bwane bia. Ani e won se onyina yie.
That's it. My phone from to be. Hello, good evening. One also did but to Yanko. Maybe I told you.
Na kasa fitabura.
Na about to Yanko.
Mame mo about Snamentia Euro Jason Kodia. But you will be and a half year after the marking. Majority leader on the channel. Bruno, I am say ya for Obama NDC. Mo say another monye Obama Ghana kwa ho atoye enti de ehuni ni say ya tata ke ofuriata meme ye say MPP pani bi atika emra eni nini because ye serial collector ogro ne ye defend o mo no o mo 8 years tata tai kura bo ye enti mi e pani bi ama mi oduma ti kwa kota anti so atiase enti mu say mra sika bi fa nsasia emra mani eni Ghana sika so atiase mimi nyam adwuma na honko di MP.
Right, hello, good evening.
Good evening.
If I told you about your free.
Isaac Kaswa.
Isaac Botton Yanko.
Boyne. Special prosecutor Nankazano, excuse me to say, a dear no person actually. Nipane Yari, were few on the second. What your letter couldn't see. Yes, you know, on the lawyers about the culture and only over 2 points. What's the changing our person who know what you use word of forgettive? No forgettive, not as yet. Nipan won shiano and then Kasa if you fear Ninfemu. Was Nipan ye forgettive. The lawyers and I assume soon will court, so on your lawyer, Papa, we don't know what I did with school. Almost every day, so when 7981 now. Omuntina or no moon consumer or Muyan.
But I say hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Patrol didn't be a tea and coffee.
But a community for the answers you know today.
Media family, a quabra about your uncle.
And the minimum secretary on a minority that on about in your martins or nay minority in Japan, the mission of our family by Manitoba. That means here, you're not secretary, there's some Fokodia, and in here, and Penfonia. Don't say, who are you? I did first day. He said, "I mean, no buy who on shall we go home Martin Kwan and wash it." Or why not to my Manchester for player the first day? Maguire and Wino. Or no one in the bomb at Kwan and what means Manchester, not me should be more. So that's here. Yes, because of Kaya, come by my appointment. And what is all there's anything for some Montana? Every young Kwan, every be fat, not a better one thing.
It be any one day or or protection adwuma. Name na yen fani yen phone bill because ye ba power no bro yen ba youth any party ma college ye gina mu kuma party for 2008 na obi ankasa no because the ben party college na ba power nya film what's in ka kwana pega so unya binto and then last week me call central jamaiba openi NDC ayi face and total face no about 6 and then fact boy boys in the ba wo do to me ba obi me hade ma eto ba betatawo ti be nse me manya dwuma me ya na do kokoto me nya me do achi.
Okay, may I say hello, good evening. Me ba chodi wo wam ono su didi na mo akombotwe ne enko.
Brother mama mo eni adwuma na mo abaso na adwuma suma wudi. Brother the airport wa kusi ejaben say Jonathan Ufoliata oyale a watcho tete edi akọ former chief of staff office say okwa kosa no ho yale ewa amanone aba ye ka say MPP second term a yako come ye president ko finance minister ne vet impo atwintwa so because okopa no yale akopa no yale asena oba enne ya pedi kusi ejaben so be special prosecutor Chira can a Japan, I can watch it. If I have a part on self fantasy of a special prosecutor, yes, see a year go for a damning, then the class is in a downfall near the man, and then you did the MPP4. And then, Kusia Jabina, yes, see a downfall go that means the Yamana upon the special prosecutor. If government official one, a bus, one affirm by ya, Nanka affect Mamma, you know, the Mamma in your own deep dream, not to be invited. Sata would not to let the experience say by force, Ombra Gana ha made in the Bianu. Nene, can you fortune or not to Gana ha, what would the dog, or what more Gana ha, or common and Akosan, and net, oh, dear Coso. They go one which hand in a can, Gana for 1 year before your temper.
But I see a sampaye. Hello, good evening. I told you about Biati and Cafe.
What do you go for? Yamas in Yankan
and Kansumuru, Acroponte saying.
Yamado Macropoya Boko,
Fortunate
na Mamentia and you may where the Macatia away and Amintia MP or Quapin of Samuel could be a Sereniamin Shamano. Now, what in that part day, I can de Samura who papa say special prosecutor part day. Now, what you may declare of for that, I want we don't go anywhere. Nippon so ya, Wokosan, we are. Now, what is here? Who can want a setting? Who buy MP before point who buy no matter what the man if I don't quarter and channel to Muda and this boy Bona when the debate. Once when you'll be a shade not to say you also prevent one job what the offering and now also prevent one job and this phone castle why I didn't see that's what of what I wanted. Now I'm going to focus and say Nigeria, Nubudia and Canaton and a conclusion can so it's a lot 2028 the GDC Yanko today.
But I say hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Maybe I told you about Biati and Cafe.
The Kasika saw Adam Nana Manzayon.
Maybe I told about your Yanko.
Bonnie, but the word subjective no depends on any part of the work and round.
We're Johnny, we're Johnny. Where did you Johnny?
I don't know, I catch us or call hospital or son where I don't know any Johnny. And if I can any real funeral. The same person or buy Quaco 9 crown cheese do Ghana have my young and that a part for Fabentino or purpose for or Chester, Nipper will buy the yes, or no special prosecutor. They say, Nay, Chester Wama, and the same people for say, you have the woman and come boom, may acquire dose of Kiomona, 70 the binti, and a man abassa on the on his own cancer and could do. Yadana say.
May I say hello, good evening. Maybe I told you about Biati and Cafe. Hello? Too bad. Hello, good evening. Maybe I told you about Biati and Cafe.
But you're meant to see some sisters.
Maybe I told about your uncle.
Maybe I told you about the the almost a radio so air show. I'm moving young market here. I mean, because why you may declare wanted now. Into Yanko air show. I mean, a bit you be a cabal.
So, when I say, I'm for last 2 callers in your call. Hello, good evening. Maybe I told you about Biati and Cafe.
Brian,
there's a cron.
Akafia phobia ni okantamato.
Akafia about you nko.
Yo, the Kamanentiao, and a Kudadi Esma. Namepa Konya Safia Mohammed, incoming woman organizer, just the Kodia and Pons with Tiano, and after your market. Odipumame, or a person Dome, the Chapa, Ose, Edmari in Radio Niagro. Mr. Raho papa, me, say, every say, Lemane, and then I'm around. Hey, Jana, Sana de Kuni. Eti Ghana yebedi ekodi Ghana fo bi no mokoto abama adwamama na de ekodi ofuriata and yesi ya declare wanted money ben waye eti ya kan say kisaja be eti erinda drisu no de double pay kwakubu ahen no any sa case we yin to we di your mama ama ye clear ko fo nyina we kisaja be Mom, why you one and IGP appear to any way your president was to number any war. Mom, what or may crop some imagine somebody about another demo by an over mama NDC. Young couple also or but Mr. Enkosiaga. The Ababi about the Penibia discame and but and this another and Guasana would be Gusa and Penipodia. Young couple also or your say. 2028 and
Merasi, hello, good evening. Last caller.
Good evening.
About your dinner, Babiati and Caffrey.
About your friend of our time, because I flew you.
About your name, Yanko.
Christian Serge, I've been doing in a Opazu, Yamahaman, Numadum, not to Masu. Until now, yes, sir. That La Paz, how this guy wanted the Hofano or the Noko, there, then you could see a doing in Angusiaga. Put a more Angusiaga. Why?
Call us in Yabutrema, you best not to lines, no. Maswija for not to say, at the Jenny Pusso, and to Munyabutrema in Cobonon Kra, you best not to lines, no. Maybe Bassia. Patrol wants someone one in the power at the power of fear, ye. Honorable Isaac Buama Nyako, MP for Fia Atrase, or Budgma or Mayimra Subjafia Papa. Adrenaka. Honorable Frederick Gilbert Adi. Suyamai constituency, Mrashabujani, Onuswa Atrase, fantastic. I'm going to pay for anyone who didn't come off. At exactly 8:40, you're messing at 20 lines, you know. Facebook Live, a 057-777-1073. Media the Bunahina Bafo. But I'm meaning to say now, main cop, Rasuja Fono, Atanasia Che, a Jumane Dane, but Omache say MPP Domakumaso, and Ghana SI Domakumaso. Otherwise, the Guama Nyako, if you are Rasujani, Mamiwajo, Majo, if are Bokodia,
Yamina do was so pume,
Namidia chain,
Imone Juma den so area.
Monsieur Damasi, Yama Musunia Juma, Muhunti as you hui. Na constituency to say.
Oh, Yamina dum constituency boko. Minjina if we do na minchia iti funyina. Titu menfa inchia kesen so menfema if you constituency for another Roma and they represent one parliament. Inchia kesen koma the entire western region. Bono in the western region, yaka nipe bien. And I represent MPP or parliament. Intino ma fa to mo do de nyame adoma. Ejuma ye nye ma ifiankuti ye da ma western region inti inchi akoma takra di sekindi kwesi
operation recapture western region
exactly metropolis o de na ye imagine na 2028 inti me de inchi akese so me de ma western region funyina me gidi de wo husuye
right I mean corner honorable Frederick Gilbert Adi me mano ajo suaman mrasebedwani no western north ena wo honorable Majo. Baby Abokodia. Yamia dom. Yamamusu ni adwuma. Yamamusu ni adwuma. Na parliament is saying
parliament deɛ di kan ma menkyia watiefoɔ no ahwɛfoɔ nyinaa
okay
na dwumadie no sɛneɛ me nua di kan kaeɛ no ɛnna fam but yɛto yɛ ho asi wɔ sɛ yɛpɛ sɛ yɛsom ɔman no yɛso MPP nti sɛ yɛda mpo na ɔmo nyane a I think sɛ yɛwɔ sɛ yɛresponde yɛto yɛ ho asi wɔ sɛ yɛbɛyɛ fam deɛ biara de aboa I think sɛ nnɛ a maba ha no so amanfoɔ ɛrehwɛ yɛn na mede nkyea ɛfiri Accra ɛde ma ɔmo nyinaa sɛ ɔmo nti ana meyɛ wɔ ha yɛn nso yɛbɛyɛ fam deɛ biara na yɛde aso ɔmo yie paa
fie ni fie wokɔ fie deɛ
I call every 2 weeks be
that's good. That's
good. Because Western not the whole apa so waba hoda I didn't say mini idea no mo share border or ho apa but every 2 weeks be make sure say and I know kese nyame adoma eh ochina chia okay o say me san call back e ko bu nkontan kakra e kire mo
okay mera say quickly my main call honorable is go amanya ko ne starting free ho OSP declare Ken Ofurata wanted. Ewo Ghana. And the woman I rehearse from they say Papa Natural Kata Eddie Akoma Chief of Staff 22nd January say 2025 year and home fano enti wo kwaya rehwe. Na obi home fano no kosa no ho yade a yetimi declare wanted na mamiti.
Bono hene and some no most Ghana yekono oye asefimu. In fact, I followed made the OSP Ninkita on Ghana for AD over the past few days. Na mete na some or worker. Marshall documents and so on in kratim offer letters are honorable Kedufuriata, the lawyers, Troy, mana or the coma chief of staff. Na OSP so ne responses are order ba and mebisa me ho de nti omani a ye chichi ankasa no are we serious as a country? OSP, you are a creature of law.
Okay,
yeah, the OSP a creature of law emra no wode to the office of the special prosecutor. In fact, the rationale behind MPP for the office of the OSP. Na Ghana yejidi there okay. Attorney General on and over the powers to prosecute all matters on behalf of the state. Into whether it is civil or criminal matters, or Attorney General or prosecute. And that also included corruption and corruption related matters. But historically, no, wakwe de Ghana no se odrukata se shena proya yenjin did ebia Attorney General osande okita a political
abano
na oyininti na Ghana for de ontum onye effective work when it comes to prosecuting people, including Ewana or Wana Banim. And when you look at other jurisdictions, why we needed to create the office of the special prosecutor. As a country, let's separate the issues around corruption and corruption-related function role. Our Attorney General, the office of the special prosecutor. And yes, them acting. You're making sure that the special prosecutor is given a free rule, or one serve as reporting line to government. Actually, appointment, independence. So that there will be credibility. It's a shano or yes, it's a shano, such that OSP do Obotum will remain independent for Nejuma or him. Now, Martinamidu, as the first OSP, yede dem jume di ne shase. Ehwe Oshe Nejuma say ne complaints or the be or say there na resources simple what the man as office of the special prosecutor in some most okuko be ya na Martinamidu or the Nejumedi or the two honum. Aban Opao lawyer Kisi Ejaben. Very young lawyer at the time, make a young gentleman. On then Attorney General, Honorable Godfrey Dame, no, we're classmates or law school. It's at some point, the Osan there, onim Godfrey Damini
Unyokufa
bi nti ebi kura ono ka ho na odinya the position nti he wasn't going to be independent as Mosana Nkrofo Odwen. Now over the years mankasa mi senior colleague, and I know lawyer Kiseja Benpa, ne brother, the younger brother me meet in the law school. I've known lawyer Jaben for a long time. Cromwell Gray at the time Nana or Randy Chambers. Now, few time Otria Nejumado as special prosecutor. Aban man kwan the onye Nejuma Musa ose no fata. But consistently, Eshe Nejuma na Oriena Otochima wo kwan pido. So many issues around the decision-making processes.
Kiseja
Nejuma all year at the office of the special prosecutor. No, it leaves so much to be desired. Waka pi na no tochima. Eshe ni investigations are Osha Asedori. Go and check the records. Ontum unsuccessfully prosecute even one case to the end, because Eshe ne attitude, ne conduct, ne processes. Kwana offer do di enejuma nankasa no. Echima auto chima pi. Okay, ne when or tried to investigate Kenekwejo Damwa Ghana Revenue Authority and
German South MP.
Exactly. And Eduche num na no keka ho. When they took the matter to court, the OSP was elusive flatly because of a lot of procedural inefficiency.
But sorry, lawyer.
And you know, or Kamaya me there. Either I mean two men who in who what exactly his problem is, because the senior lawyer that I know and the fine lawyer that I know, lawyer Kiseja Ben, if he's not clouded, seneniano unfair partisanship, another personal and emotional matters unfair free ma. I'm not too sure that these are some of the what are we saying? MPP, when did we lose the elections? 7 December. Transition, 7 January. And President Mahama obey. When were these matters referred to him as special prosecutor? He started the first letter or the ma Kenufuriata was dated 22nd of January. In the date 12 February.
Yeah.
So if you write a letter to a gentleman, be there, may investigate you on a matter. So make yourself available for investigations and questioning. Nipano or the response abroad, the mini chrome ha. It is not that when you served him the letter, no. Now o chrome had na way to play the Murugwan. Wo letter ne be no. The person had already left the jurisdiction on medical condition. In fact, sir, even if it was not on medical condition, he has a right to travel. There's no travel barrier. There's no ban on him to travel from this jurisdiction. But why you courteous? Where to where boadimpo there? Oben more response there. I am out of the jurisdiction on medical grounds. In fact, why throw a letter or the chief of staff Obe Tukwano or throw a letter the chief of staff then, which is Fremo Pari, 2nd of January. The Ori Tukwan, because then he was still holding a government portfolio. It all Tukwan was the chief of staff. Then subsequent, Osande letter the current chief of staff. There, he's out of the jurisdiction on medical code.
22nd January.
Or the hospital, no, named in a Nibibia or that to go or that bro a special prosecutor. If you still want him to make himself available, all you do, Neda, you are still going to engage. Why? You are talking about SML, you are talking about Cathedral, you are talking about other matters we don't even know. People are being prosecuted over the years in this country. What has happened to them? You are only doing investigations. You are only waiting for the person to avail himself for investigation's sake. So why are we creating so much? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this to ourselves? A trial letter will be 22nd. Nipa na more response. Less than 1 month. As a declare Nipa na fugitive. I am restrained. May stop me from using certain words. It doesn't make sense. You write a letter to me. Maka chode meya. You expect that one family to wheelchair. And what are you talking about? Are you telling me that because of investigation, I should lose my life? Because of investigation, I'm in hospital. Even Obia or Yara or that prison in Yara, where you there go hospital now? What are we talking about in this country? Who is a special prosecutor? Is it a creature of law? Onye government to appointing. Is he not paid by the state? Onye abandoned Nikawa. No resources is it not provided by all of us? Why is he behaving like that? Nipa no kwenfa investigations. How many people has he investigated since he became special prosecutor? What has come out of it? He should table all the cases since he became special prosecutor. What has come out of his case? Give us a success rate. Who the success rate are? Even I can challenge him. If the role of the special prosecutor, special prosecutor Nejumano, say Yejama, even Attorney General, they would have done better than what he has done as special prosecutor.
That means on your officer.
Then why? Mr. Obey special prosecutor Bepimunde. He should tell us his successes. Who cares that the to be a loose? Case he be a to be a loose. Oh, Lucy Yama, you came back to tell Ghanaians that judges won't pay wasem. Well, what is this? If say a behave there, how can you win a case? A man must be heard. All the outer pattern rule. Answer na ebe ye and you know as a lawyer they give the person a hearing. You are only investigating. Now you are threatening the person there. They cannot damn hokrano and jindo sabado. It's unsure when you come. Oh please, Pastor, won't jet them. Won't jet them. Kisi on fatal. Please, on fatal. Who are you trying to please? The chroma de Ghana here na yeti how.
But also yena jumana.
Yawe Jumano Embra Kwando. Messi, even when you write a letter to somebody, respectfully, court, Krampuna se EG, serve Obi, a normal service. Rules of court, Obi be 2 weeks for the person to respond. Normally, even court, normal court process, say a file a matter to somebody, na say a serving.
Now what you know?
2 weeks. And I want them order for when no assembly. 2 weeks. A two-man farmer. A two court and why family per extension of time. A trial letter and accident no more response in 24 hours or 48 hours. What is that? Abba Subansoyin. What is that? Abadin Edge. Abadin Edge Organa.
Interest you then.
Abadin Edge Organa. What is SML? What is SML? Didn't we get KPMG and to go and even do value for money audit and all of it? What came out of the report? About the fact that you see in this country, we create scenarios around people, condemn the person in the court of public opinion, then the person goes, challenges the thing, the person wins.
Right.
This say nipa no afena oroba investigation. Why are you even in a hurry to be in the media space, do this thing, make noise about it? Nipa declare one a fugitive. Oh, declare fugitive then. Oh please, Masa Triado.
I'm going to Frederick. You better do ho.
Please. You should stop that.
Yeah, me that say. I think say my senior colleague who can be brain nah them never can hono and say special prosecutor idea me who ni say yeah we treat where they be say or jene home na asɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ ma obiara hu sɛ ɔwɔ hɔ ɛdɛn ana atɔ kyema nti a ɛwɔ sɛ wokɔ yusu saa word sɛ fugitive word na wokɔ yusu ɛde ama saa kenoforiata enwane na ade a mahu ɛwɔ special prosecutor ho ne sɛ ɔpɛ sɛ amanfoɔ tɛ ne nka ebiemu nso ɔpɛ sɛ oprisi president Mahama ɛma ebi a saa role no wɔsan de ne tena hɔ bio adeɛ baako na mmienu a mahu
ɔbɔ na dwuma ho ban
wɛde na wɔyi so no wɔyɛ adeɛ ma nkɔfoɔ no ahu sɛ ɛnyɛ Mahama na de me baayɛ o na mmom akufo ado na ɔde me baayɛ no ɔno ankasa ne ho nipa mpo masɔre atia no didɛn na ɛkyerɛ sɛ Mahama no ɔsustain me adeɛ a mahu wɔ ho no ana the word na wɔyi so ma kenoforiata no adeɛ a wonya hu yɛ ne sɛ baabi a kenoforiata wɔ sisi a no sɛ obi anhu ni mɔbɔ mpo a ɔmbɛtumi de bench warrant afa no akwɛsɛ nipa bi a wadwane wɛde ne kyerɛ sɛ ɔde ne ho aka wura o
ɛnti wo bɛhunu
bi afa ne bra saa na wopɛ sɛ wokyerɛ wopɛ sɛ obiara hu sɛ that is the word na wopɛ sɛ woyusu sɛsi a nti sɛ woyusu sɛ word wei na sɛ obiara nkɔhu ni mɔbɔ sɛ nyɛ mmorɔfo ana ɔmowɔ abotrɛ ɛde ma nipa ana nkɔmofaa no sɛ okay sɛ Ghanafoɔ declare no wanted deɛ a ɛnea me nso mahu no kwan bi a mefa so a sɛ ɔyare o ɔnyare mpo ma memfa ne mmra are you doing woyɛ the good and asɛ woyɛ ne bad na busua di kanofulata betimi adwane afiri Ghana ha saa ɔnsan ma ha bi mu anaa yɛnkɔfoɔ bi no wɔ hɔ a already no their stakeholders Ghana kora kanofulata ntumi ntum free ha da nti ade nti na wontwɛn ɛma saa letter no ɔno de baeɛ no ana ade a mekora yɛ mmoawa ne sɛ time a OSP letter ne kɔ no nti sɛ bia na kanofulata ne wɔ Ghana ha ana ɔkɔ yo no ni ha letter ne baeɛ letter na bɛsi n'akyi the lawyers are responding say ye nipa no oni ha nyame ya adom okosa ne ho ya ale se ne ho tɔ no a nyame ya adom oba ye beba anka bone ben na wa asɛm yi mu bone ben na anka wa asɛm yi mu na wo se okoka se ye hwehwɛ no wadwane ye hwehwɛ na kyere to the extent hwɛ saa security fo ekɔ ne fie ho no ana anka mo kɔ na anka bibi ebi a fofi anto ata na bibi ko si fie ho a anka be ne den nti Ghana de ye penny ana se den Ghana has not gotten to this stage. Mahama, ya to about man with the impression say, Omra, na ometu sa na monwe. It is OSP, ni duma di na wo di nimpo die. Yen asama yoku na Ghana fo ankasa kura no, edwen ho omonte ase. Omo dwen ho omonte ase. There's no single case say na menu senior colleague kan. There's no single case mai e dia court atimi anwene da. Eba ne say. Enti ye de be say OSP ehu say so tu na namon na ontu ni ye aden na one can crime investigate here who say nipa no kra no onam he by this time nti aden ti na wose me ko yusu sha word way maka medical can be him say pay attention say o san retaining the seat yes dem person omuhunu no and dem person hunu so say Mahama no san to no so and we say Mahama be to also on to also just do the right thing because how dey we see here no I would declare the man has a family and as same way see parliament ye bobo ho emo mu hu se kwan na mo de mine nam so no enye ne kwan so a Ghana fo enye we na mo party o enye we na mo party se nipa ya ade mpuna se even kura ye nka se obi adi Ghana sika ye mfa nche no that is not what we are saying but ye issue ni se ye mfa kwan pa ne so ne mfa ntua na mo no e ma ne nkoye se me ya ade se ne be ye be so wani ama wo wasan de me asi ho
right but ye invasion na hodwa akoso asrafo invade kenoforiata fi Dominic Niti wo ne car eko eno so mu ko gina ne car Lord Komi ne de so sa minim aye 1979 1981 tibia num bi ne yesen akọ so maya na
aye wonwompo and asem we buy aye can on the floor me am senior my energy minister e raise say ne pen so 2017 ye be ye ne bi wo de fie nti nti we ya lay foundation say okay ya ye mi binti mame nso mi nko ye obi bi saa na ekwa akoye o saa de no so see ye no then speaker before backbone eba no Professor Okwe e condemning the art say saa de na see ye no antwa yie enti ye me ye ntonko so ye ne biem the whole speaker make his statement we enti say ye de aye menua de a mame nso mfa nkoye moko ni fio na nka bi ko si anka be ne den nti ye de be say ye twa nsa bi o say nsa bi na manfo twa to wo say na ya ye we bi de a me nso ye me ye mi bi the whole scenario no more draw no ana make actually wa no but democracy enye saa na wo se ko no ye hu ni say pese ye man no ekọ nkan na and say ye starting ni say we are ye mintimi so maybe ti ya me adoma 2028 MPP a charge your mobile ababeji president our Ghana ha bi mu no does that mean say yen so yen ka say because of say ye menua we bi say nti me so me ko bi ana menua enye ne kwan so let's condemn it men ka say we de we NDC ni ti ye koso na ye we de ebetimi abeto che kura wona fe nti ye de ye pese Ghana fo hu say ye MPP ye set record ni straight say de ye koso no enye ne kwan so a na o me nyina nto ye bo ni ni say Ghana ye menu mienu we ye den a ya ka say ye de ni
right ma me nko honorable Isaac Buama ho na afi yenhwe sa asrafo a omu bowura ni fie o that of Dominic Nitiu Lord Komi ene omo makeka wo ho a ne abo apia we de asem a ye besisa aban no ma ka wotum ye se aban ka nti ye gina wo ye gika na ani en sa kwan no so betumi afa so agye no ma e ya aban dia na
bono hene debi ameka de ada onye it doesn't matter whether the MPP phone or NDC phone. I mean, wrong is wrong. Onye. I don't have historical data. Minkai Mechi Elko back in the 2000 when MPP came to power. Mana yen crofuni be ebia wokoko jijin crofu one cars another but then you come into 2009 NDC fobe you hear the same thing crofu chase woko government bungalows offices who chase jijin crofu one cars then you come into 2016 2017 changing the sobe in crofu chasing crofu or jijin crofu cars was say na about 2024 so all by a trend or cronim there aban sisi bia some people
chesi amanfo
nkrofo wofa ye na aba na wa ba eti ya jesi enhudu obia okita bibia no ya bandia bibia obia kita bia no ya bandia eti first and foremost me peda iye nyina as a country whether you are NDC or a MPP or a abadini yenjintum da dem su na dem ban onye and make them relative to after political change aban sesa generally yensu na yemba na yedi chase public officials concerning things but only a different from when somebody is under investigation another purported there ebi aban pede ohwehwe obi ne nzame minti or said that obura nipa ni fie no we are governed by law embrane chede say investigate obi na say epede o produce document ebotum etro nipa na ka chende me pe document A B C D E fabrem se nipa ne wa o de beba in case there a suspect there be a nipa no document bi hye ne ho se e ka kire ne de onfambra onfamba another our computers na bibi on ma o de exam bi esie enti no se ejana obotum wa compromise mana eye ne de ekọ court na akwa ji warrant
okay to me
ansa na etum akonifi
okay
ekọ ye criminal law sima se eji warrant na se ekọ nipa nifi a echia nipa na o se de nipa na okita warrant no or identify no de ame me police ni another me fi court judge ama hen warrant there yembra yembe search wufi warrant no oni
now they are training panel
warrant ne be chere specifically ada ehwehwe wufi ho no na nipa no we gina warrant no do na wa mo access na etum aboewura fi ho no na mana epede ehwehwe it is for nothing that we created these provisions in our laws because yan constitution ponen or talk against violating the rights of individuals to property and their privacy. Me wo too much a Ghanaian there me bobrana mi simedan na me nyame privacy wo mi fie.
Article 18 of the 1992 Constitution.
Enti oye fundamental provision in our constitution there. Wo fie another baby a etino or ye our personal area. It is a obi pede oba honoma or sede nipano or the tum krata or the ba ansana. From all the narrations that we have heard, one, obi and one ma or the warrant or the cock no free at any fee. And you know, without warrant, what were they doing there? They were trespassers. Na so bi kita etu na wa register na we kunkum wo nyina na akwatina obibi because you have come into my space without authorization.
107.3
enti me wo bambo bi bo me ho a oseda me bo me ho ban. So what capacity did they get there? Because soldier ni national security, and so what? Everybody is governed by the laws of this country. You need a warrant. A warrant as an abobini.
7.3.
Now, special prosecutor said on one so who sent them? And the funny aspect of the proceedings now, Marsha Libine, there was there one Japa.
Yes.
Okahu. Them Japana Attorney General Koya. So, of course, soldier Wendy Nahi. Was I keen if you saw Jim? On and the Wabeda Nad, what's all you have? National security. Allahu Akbar. God is great. Japana ono why ne withdrawal ended a nation. Wabeda national security operative. It is a national security operative. One and no catch that according to National Security Act.
Maybe I the picture near the atono.
Oh yeah, so it you know you can enter into somebody's home and do what? So for me, Osada Ghana Funyin, I am a year there. We are in early days of this administration. I'm a market chairman who there. I wasn't going to be hard to criticize this government because for early days it. Oh, then everyone, mana ohia amano, ejumasem 24-hour economy nkukwa nkete afei na ye behwe manaban be. That is what Ghanaians want. Ehon na amemehwehwe na yetumi hold aban accountable. Na baby awoda agrore fa ne de wo say ejuma ne ntemu.
Okay.
And you know this raid, who authorized it? That is the question. Somebody should, the president, Ononoye Commander-in-Chief of Ghana Armed Forces. What's the one I work in be a soldier for? The president should come and tell us as Ghanaians, one authorize it.
107.3.
The Minister for Defense should explain to Ghanaians, one authorize it, they're going into Kenuforiate's house by the police or the security operatives. And then two, Abba mandate, Abba warrant, and what they call, if you're on the walk, I call Shabade. And then three, if the people who went there said, now we need authority, another capacity, be another area, then they should be sanctioned.
Of course.
Somebody should sanction them openly. Because then we are going into a banana republic. No man, yes, because anybody can wake up the next morning and come and attack anybody. Yeah. Just because they're please, you work on Article 296. Any public official or exercise their powers, including a discretion, or exercise with fairness, or exercise not capriciously, not vexatiously. It's this raid in his house, government, and men can't say at the right time you boom money or said a ban or babechim. 107.3 without the needed legal warrant. Now, Ubia saw what touching our home or said watching us here.
Right.
And then we can proceed from there.
Meda Sapin Wabeke and Wami Patroha Asaasepa 107.3 Atumpan Jumadini. Honorable Zegbuama Nyako, Rashibujanima this year with fear. Honorable Frederick Gilbert Adi. On Sir Rasibujani was Suaman, on also Atana Semidin at the Bonohene Bafowa. Have a state attorney and attorney general. About lawyer paying say will take full responsibilities of and Crawford what jaw more free court no was saying the president John Dramani Mahama and the director no and they share and say one drop cases no e ono a e no drop cases no case bi to say Johnson Esiama BOG governor na ojina court some of us ampo for kwakubu ahin no mujina court atofo sinjapa omo no mujina court democracy have for no so no more court sa cases in opuni any Dr. Opuni any Sedu Agongo no mo so jina court sankrofo nyina no ye gya omo ma me sha semfri honorable Frederick Adio
yo we there is ya Mr. President there is ya the din ya de frɛ no ene says ya clearing agent sana ye nyina ye hu no na sa cases we ya ekoba ya ono akle omo no aden na wanja ma court no ama court na ntoa ne niema so ansana court no kra be clear omo wa clear omo akoba se ene na obi make comment bi say oh say na nka ye wasem bi a anka within 8 years ni anka etimi aka
yeah man for business question
yes but ni na no me hu ni say na nka we say ye ne ntem se ne oka no ba mramu no mo masua mra no enim say wo di asem ne call ya that doesn't mean say we say you di as you can 73 ho a process sa na bi na OSP onim nti a ama ofi say oh the fact say ma serve obi ene no meaning say we say nipa no etimi ebe ne ya yes ana mla ne kire sa nsem a wo clear obi hwe ba ko bi de ye kohyia omokohyia ho wo court omo ma akonya say nyame ya adoma within 1 month ombetena se na omabu asem no enu achi ya oma clear sa ankofo ni nyina say omu ni oma asem ni biem enti me pese yes Ghana fo hu say does that mean say omo asem eda ho na atwa more than 8 years na omo so yen clear omu nyina na sa na Ghana ekọ ne de a wan hwe ye betomre bi no amanfo mfa mra no mpo emfa nya adwuma enya ade a eso ani amboa sesi a na kwese se me ya ade a minim se me yempo na se maban ba o me claim ana metimi esi me nan form ewurawura mu a o me claim ndi sa ade ne de e ya ade a me hu ni se antwa yie me condemn sa act no se me eto me party na se to temamuni bia na yese ye didina ani se enye fe de meka ade a kira manfo nyina se ade ne de all those say asi but yen hwe se emre ko nanim no sa ade ne de enton koso biem
right ma me honorable say ya honorable Isaac Buama na yen hwe cases na ya drop no and now age no making it clear say enye mampanyi John Dramani Mahama ene director no ono a wonyansa ono anyansa mu ene redraw cases
bono hene Medemasha na mediti Attorney General this evening, and I must state, I'm very disappointed. I'm extremely disappointed. Yesterday, in the Meka baby, the Attorney General has to come and explain to Ghanaians. Meka said that Obanoba bet Ghana for why or drop it them cases through that knowledge prosecutor another withdrawal. Now, in there, them opportunity na nankasa de man who. Ena insema okane indeno. Say Ghana haye very serious as a country. The AG has to resign. I'm telling you.
I say AG no resign.
Messi, Ochina, the AG has to resign. Why the Mr. said that to the resign? One, Constitution na Ghana yekitano. The role of the Attorney General, Article 88 of the Constitution. Also there, the Attorney General shall be, also there shall be an Attorney General of Ghana who shall be a Minister of State and the principal legal advisor to the government. The Attorney General shall discharge such other duties of a legal nature as may be referred or assigned to him by the President, or imposed on him by the Constitution or any other law. Now, President na our chief legal advisor. Ono so na obemo direction. I wanna eto abanefo. I also na ebe functions that the president gives to. Now, say you have the mandate to go and withdraw cases and then discontinue cases, and you have never briefed the president. Hey! Asame na yekano. Hey! Attorney General of a Republic. National cases that border on corruption. Ebinum wedru baby even the states have closed their cases. And Attorney General could withdraw all these cases without recourse to the president. And he's telling us that official laws are fair over a cabinet memo. Now I catch on why he took that decision. It's a as a president catch on the case on June tomorrow. What will you do? Maybe so. Bono any. Messi. I will now I'm a president, my appointee.
Me na ma appoint o. Me na me di tumi ahye so.
E na ekwa yedwuma. Ekwa withdraw cases. Ekwa internally prosecute, which is within your mandate.
Yeah.
But mana no owon sunsuando a odeba aban na omanim. Ambo omanpanyin amane. Eti omanpanyin na omo direction. Oka cho dem na no minji ntuma what would you do?
Okay. If the work can no cry say enye John Mama ne directive.
Hey, no say one kwabo president amane. So I'm taking by his word. And in the case of withdrawal, the legal effects in it there. Say case in say prosecute. Na say prosecute another state no or finish the case. Or the na same nyina or di bewie. Na say Attorney General or withdrawal. It amounts to acquittal and discharge.
Okay.
Not that case. Actually, what the Attorney General has done is that we change him or manensa or the kweti kwando or the bugana fukwasia
107.3
because a kwana offeno you can never come back to the case again under the principle of double jeopardy. A man cannot be tried twice. Eti wa finish Ghana funyina kwata in this matter.
That means Smith was here MPP are buying back 2028 Kranwa. Sir Mampayino beba a pow age for Kranwa. Want to be revisit case.
Come on. Well good case in. Eti or your strategic ploy. It is the smartest, they are living on the goodwill, will ride on the goodwill of Ghanaians. And what you Bugana Fokasia? Me who be the Ghana how? Never in the history of this country, the Attorney General should show us on record where in this country, in the Attorney General, wabe no prosecute on criminal cases against public officials. When MPP came into power in 2016, go and check the people that were being tried. No government, no Attorney General withdrew the cases. The one you now will go through full trial. As a review case on your case. Jamana court in one case. One answer about for trim. Oh, by a windy 2 weeks ago. Wait to me who say a case in a new foundation.
Masia Semampain and Ado Claire a Pius Ajide visa scandal.
Sir, no, the presidency investigation.
Okay.
We are talking about the people are under trial in a court of competent jurisdiction. Court is seized. Ni panikita ni legal representation. Wow, God dang all these 8 years now. Yakwa was yen to me intino. I stated, Mr. There, it is about the liberties of people. In Kwafu on Fahudi is at stake. It's in answer na ebe jail be another beka de obi ebu ne fono. Or say them and nipa ne kwana or also the legal processes. That is the beauty of the law. Say emrana mahu kwana nipa no botumu aya. It's in the jana monko anytime obe no the case will be determined. Say as the case in Nima Jama court why are you withdrawing the case? State no why we any case. I didn't wait to be on chair about judgment. So why if you withdraw the matter? Are you the judge? Is the Attorney General a judge in the matter?
But he has the powers to do that.
Oh, that is why, Mr. Don't use those powers capriciously. eti yeti Ghana hade no obedi attorney general cases a we hu nyina onye papa ono na atofo sini case ono na Japka case ono ne eyi Kwalizada case ono ne John Sesiama case obedi attorney general no wenya case bi a review and obi bisa no say that Gregory Afoko di case the we case then eti all those cases he didn't see mana ohia no no ye enwana were connected, and that is why I drew a statement there. Abba signal in a year my young was Ghanaians.
And who's what is saying?
Hey, so say na free range. Mana all catcher NDC for now waba banim the Joe free range. Boom.
Yeah, the open.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, chiwa.
Oh, yeah, chiwa. You may delay case in yes, I be money jail. So where's the fight again? And then me connected it to the fight. So the oral, our prosecution of cases now about train. Our essay I enter nolly prosecute. I withdraw from those.
And to more, yeah, show medium.
It is say now Aji oral report. One of them prosecuting. Oral that they didn't have legal legs in these matters. In 1 hour conducting investigation where police criminal investigation department, state-sponsored authorities, national security, then Bureau of National Investigation, they in 1 hour conducting painstaking. Can Attorney General this statement now or here now? Also, then when before he took that decision, he had discussed it with some of the director for public prosecution, and then where the person or explaining man where he disagreed, he expressed it. Of course, you can disagree, but why do you have to go and withdraw the case? I mean, Ababa Tumna me prosecute case, and I ebi some na my church was same name. My church was same name no anya odewa. Leave it there and let the state finish its matter. It's on your odewa no cheda withdraw case no. Please, one. It shows that the Mahama government has no commitment to fight corruption.
Right. I want to come back. What's a Ghana and you safe place for?
Oh, brofo. Now, sir, what do I know? You do I know doing right?
107.3.
That means I will need that political.
Oh, if that the way you that channel only tomb to fight corruption.
107.3.
How can you withdraw a case against the former deputy governor of Bank of Ghana?
Now the
governor of Bank of Ghana. Yeah. Nipano is under investigation where we were prosecuting UT Bank and then others. And then you withdraw the matter. The next day, you have elevated him from a former deputy governor to substantive governor of the Bank of Ghana.
And also Ghana,
the donor partners, the international community, the IMF. Abba signal near them.
And I'm so much IMF no.
Please, let's be serious. You see, I am a yo. There in Ghana today, 1 month and some few days in Mohammed's administration. This is the tangent they are taking us to. Manawa ye now on this judicial decision, AG's decisions are completely flawed. On family or you're wrong, apart from the fact that they are only doing political cleansing. Will cleanse one apart from cleansing themselves politically and telling Ghanaians that they shouldn't take them as a serious government or fight corruption. Messi, Attorney General, answer what cause financial loss to the state?
The state attorney.
Mr. Attorney General, no, what cause financial loss to the state? Because Sika or Mano, yadi investigations, yadi core prosecution, and 1 year file 1 witnesses, year 1 transportation, year Konyina, year Kodru, baby, I hear that I would draw case. Emboy and Kawa.
7.3.
So please, let's spare Ghanaians this ordeal. Ye Ghana fu feed them at a semim. Ye Ghana fu feed them lack them political lenses are yedi bu oman. no chere sanfa ho anko bata abani bia awude enye Ghana ni enye nipa. Go and look at the cases of people who have been tried for 12 years. Some cases have run over 10 years. Time now judges, what it came to a point, the Chief Justice have to appoint judges to go to the prison to deal with cases that have been there for over 20 years. Did they leave? Did they clear all of them because the case have traveled for 20 years?
No.
Chief Justice set up courts in the prison to deal with delayed cases in court. That means I'm an how I ebe di Ghana when we are the papa be another BBT what that one man. You have not spent your time to look at all those Ghanaians suffering. What you are interested in are your friends and family. Please.
107.3
Right, I think we're back here. I'm about to have Asaasepa 107.3. You're about to lines, but quickly, ma, yen touchy on one thing. Chief of Staff, Kratabi Babontain, say, Mampain and Ado, your appointments be after December 7 general elections and or revoke appointments in Inina. And or more, ye for more. Adichiremu teacher for, police for, a nurse for, Sankrofoni Nano, yes, your Munsain and Kofi. Honorable Frederick, your take on it.
Yo. Media, yo, me da say. Now, same way a buyer no. Who paper no and drano. Me yamushi
because also chrome, so your mind, or constituency in Kra, Ibiana become.
Yes, I am pa. Because be a higher fan a Juma Ben November mu. And yes, they be a December 17 pool. Obi wani adi kan afan dada na meteye no de me ha me kakra ene se yewura mahama eye NDC aban no baaye no I think say de no mo de ba ne se omo de job ebre nkola na anomo de job ebre ganafo ana de ba kwa ye nhye ne nso ne se sankofo we aye fo mo nyina nso omo nyina ye ganafo anka ne bone ne sen se me se me ba me make sure say obi a woni adwuma ye bia no be de ne be wura adwumam be ma na nya adwuma ye na waba na obi wa adwuma ni mu a enyina so ben na okogina so aka se me kwa koyi na di ana ohu nipa no se nipa no nye ne party ni nipa no enye NDC ni nti sa na te dia ma me ni kan shout ne da na me mfa me de wura ma na equal opportunity ni nyina ye fi se ye tu ho na mo nti se waba na se me mafa obi e wa adwuma mu a I think the best thing was one so year say over to us. Let us never and stick it to 7 December and Kwao. A quachire November who could be near dating on 19th November or 22nd or so. Sankophony na affecting almost say these people have to go home. I no more can make you reference say a bambi buy no or ye be. A brana ye vetis then minister be or buy another can asem say oh more manya ya for moduma on the date we in the you modino or kai no a buying and fine yajuma. All these people are working. This a kobase worker say oh me buy a media may make sure say or more ya for moduma me saki binum ama me so me the media be woman I said me can't same women is say mahama sure ye say what the 24-hour economy be am obi anya adwuma ye enti se wo na se ne wa ba na obi ye adwuma me hu nyina so obi a wo se wugina so ka se no ma me nsake obi mfiri enti letter ne ba ye na ye nyina ete ye ne de honestly Ghana for
that means say nke so no cry employee bi ka ho no the economy
exactly Ghana for esu edi ho ya say as Mahama is playing with their intelligence so o person kan sem bi de to Ghana for trim no de to omutrim gina so moto abanima ne wi a onya tumi na wo de asisi yen sa bi na Mahama eye na nei because the people are ya employ mo no ye nkofo ase na make omo ye Ghana for they deserve so omo nso ebe ye adwuma o Ghana
right my main first your mind constituency and Kasem assuming say teachers for police for nurse for every constituency wha implication to say ensunsanso wo ho ne ye den
yen hwe awofo a omoma omanya adwuma omo wo so aman eye Western North omomanya adwuma bi ti say police teachers and e wo ka no na se nipa no o depend on the salary kra be baso no dey asun fiefo na se no ka kire me say because of say mema ban ba power nti wo kotena fie a ufi say a day and our cost webusiano.
And
then our fee say be a one yamio. And then a shamanum. A shawanu me boat is where we come in tea. And then a wasem. Namlebi babe who say, sound kofo we are medium mobile, me here more that be more. See as a way, sir, down kofo was swamming. That dear so, oh, my near Jumaye. It is a ne, what this sa release we are by near his uncle for the dear. A susa swear back almost when they say a combat de or more. I feel no musa costless like a pedu and Diana. It is our baby ba now I yen dear Edu say. The Nanka yes petty free Yula, Mahama, and in administration when they say almost like metroaso. Now, Massa Necobasa, oh, yen saki or mumu free ho, money buffo from ma. A den away at the Abuagana for. And to your person, Yenia Mahama, who say, dear near man econo. Yes, sir. So or non so and funny Nancy form. Says our letter we am at the buy. Oh, a woman say chief of staff at the buy, name mum, and yes, son, I'm a penno. Dear men so my bam, baby, and say, may ba, number 5 being swearing. I can't send a buy a gun a bit too. I didn't saw any idea about way.
Right, my main corner is a Buamaho. Who let her know at he was saying the decay.
Debbie and I want to take it from the basics. What's the legal basis? Emra Kwemu. What is the legal basis of this decision? Mihunjinado in law. You see, chief of staff here, Aban president na wapa ne office manager. He works under the instructions of the president. Now, government office biya na kwana wofada wodi onejuma. So that blanket letter, the ubiya wafa nejuma biya after 7th December will revoke the appointment. It's never grounded in law. It's not grounded because I'm coming from Ghana Revenue Authority. Okay. Ghana Revenue Authority is established by law, an act, GRA Act, 2009. Act in nature and Kwana GRA or said the Yubu organization. Or Kwana say F and Nipa F Adona A. The law doesn't tell GRA for they say Abandu election as a urina and adu loser. Why yaji tax no after election yaji tax?
Yaji tax.
Yaji tax no after elections onye nipa no be yejuma. And so there is no way as a mefande an authority like Ghana Revenue Authority say wa could through a regular process. Na say wa fa enkrofo de won be yejuma. You can issue an executive fiat because but at 7th of December, where lies your powers?
107.3.
You have no powers to even. So what? Your power started on 7th January.
But then soon, I buy a better I to a baby. I will lose you. No,
No. So I'm a master American today. I'm not even into. I don't think all appointments or recruitments were done after 7th December. 7th December is only part of the days. Yen 1st January able do 7th December.
Yeah.
If processes be as June, July, August, September, October, November, December, December, everything should cease. So for me, my contention is 1. Say a target a certain recruitment. All you could have done at the office today, like you invited people to bring you information on 1 hour for Nejuma, effective 1 appointment, effective 7th December, and then you want to level it against the processes our fame and but most importantly, why? One and all say then 1 hour for Nejuma in our politicians. Why are we creating the mindset that every human being that was recruited, whether before or after 7th December, ought to necessarily be a politician or political appointee? What are we saying? from January 7th, Mahama will be the president, you know. Kwapim the NDC will be free. One will be for Nedwin or NDC for. Is that the signal we are telling Ghanaians? You are president of the republic. Every Ghanaian has equal opportunity for job employment. So why are you trying to sit with until the recruitment and the political? They are Ghanaians. And I'm saying that the chief of staff and the president have no legal authority to say there after 7 December nobody should be employed. Domulovo Waman a letter after 7 December. Did you consult anybody to appoint Domulovo? What be said about 7? Okay. Also there, his powers have not ended. His powers end on the 6th of January.
His own brother.
Are they telling us that in 2016, when they lost power in 7 December, they didn't do any employment or recruitment between then 7 December and 7 January? Why are we behaving like ostriches? Nipa hina wafo nejuma. He should bring the data. 10,000, 5,000, 2,000. Do you know the number of Ghanaians that need jobs? Yenim nipa wo pay juma. And you are saying that you are suspending or you are withholding or you are withdrawing. Say brofa waka onanye. Suspension, withdrawal, withholding, suspension, withdrawal, withholding, suspension, withdrawal, with the brofa waka onanye.
Adam Kumano be challenge abino. I want muntu a wo to say or revoke appointment.
Oh, your individual right. On your class action. If anybody brings a matter to me, the woman in Juma letter, now I revoke me from court, I'll sue the government. But you cannot fight for somebody when the person has not given you instruction.
Gentlemen, Sasa, say almost young Crawford move from about 1 person who does.
Oh, on America, they say, Ame. Main person do say, obey them, a yibo to me, Nima. I will take it up as a lawyer and fight for the rights of the person. Intimating away. I'm hoping for free course. Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I will be their band from 7 January. Think about how you are going to employ more. Create opportunities for people to be employed. And then one funny thing that some became. I was listening to another, but I don't have to glorify it. Also, they say, one I was supporting NDC ma woba power. No one have juma no. Yeah. Now, Obana wouldn't say Obama be creating jobs. Oba. Eti kakra na obi afaro. Eno na obeyi ready asa na wakwa.
Yeah, you be more decent be NDC for so many adwuma.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard that NDC operating saying that. Eti no bono hene. I think the chief of staff and the presidency have heard they are wrong. One, a legal basis if you are unconscionable. It doesn't make sense.
107.3.
There will be onyanin from the woman appointment letter. Why should you say? As in the one suspend and then other institutions have started and Obimpo Akade, even some of the people who have gotten promotions, they should even take away the pro. Oh, where are we going? But in media you. And you know my echo. So Obia in the Juma and I'm a kind Ghana Revenue Authority. Now Obia and promo. What has our promotions got to do with politics? I served 22 years in GRA, up to assistant commissioner. Not one political influence or the assistant commissioner. Because it doesn't work. It doesn't exist in GRA. Echo interview. Watch your performance appraiser. Echo interview. Qualify. Enya. You move on. So why?
Teacher near no quote college now you're employing the teacher. And no if a party who be.
I don't know Ghanaians.
Right now, Mamma Ghana for Kevin, Mamma Economic Activity License is here. On 057 777 1073 057 777 1073. Honorable is a Boaman Yako. If you are Mrashabujani Ewaha, Honorable Frederick Gilbert Addy, one of you Swaman, Mrashabujani or hello, good evening.
Good evening, Brian.
About your dinner, Babia. What you and Kefri? Ana me ba cho me enti o.
Ntia busia yeah, no. Yeah, it's a prosecutor. And the Atu Fortune. Well, Hunana. Atu Fortune. Obi a Uncle ambulance. I am the bottom sifa or my mitika. And then a Echo Ghana. Mommy, I should be you. Atu Fortune, and then your son, the minister. Bank of Ghana. Gama ya onoso your mama dey na ba we onoso
Johnson Siama
special prosecutor no ohu emi ya say kisie gabe me yes name ya kisie emi ja pass on say di no 107.3 that's a petition na odi bullet na ningira mu no ya na emi ya nanado on nia okofa Yataba ni basi ebeye no ono na di program na Atumpan before you lawyers so ha o betimi a hold that position and then when you akoto obi a o yare a o di letter abeto o so obi yare because am ho yare how ki say that obi so yes small boy do me yare ana on hwe ni o ye ni yi
me da say hello good evening me ba to din ba bi ate en cafe.
Good evening, Bono.
Eba chodin babi ati en cafe.
Bernardo ni.
Bernardo mi enti o.
Because free Ivan. Bono ni me da honorable lawyer. Ni be na ese me
Isaac Buamanya ko.
Isaac Buama wa boy di ma papa nyame shira no. Ye nya communicated this thing. Mr. Betty Kasa Atre Niomu Atre Yang. I walk from 90 Yatin Yomati. Ono in Usunan coupon and Shirao. Now MPP for the I say we know and serve as lessons and my young MPP for no. Now I said, Nipa Nanado, a form of Moboko, train or more. I will grow on Winim Guafia. Emamu enimunyam eshomu enimunyam no se nipa no ebe dane jata etre party no ebi ti se mate na midu hwe enimunyam na nado ni share no enimguase a NDC fo edi gu no enimunyam na nado ni share no so last minute $1.5 million into your thing nado ye mother serpent of corruption. Not the me can say, Mesre MPP for Mesre Mumayama unity. Adi Ekosui. This calls for unity in the party. And you are paying on that to Quapote, to be a program be and I said the objective Nene. Baomia Guni Hufina Kennedy na say that be any funny here. Mumayama unity. Now you communicators no TV3 Metro any YouTube in Africa for no munja ko near my nimbre na 2028 nyam kuku adom you better power.
May I say hello good evening.
Hello good evening.
Eba chodin babi ati en cafe.
Benji, you can have my computer 7.
Eba cho mi enti o be.
Missionable transforming. Yes papa. Me say, yeah, show. Nanado eba ye no na Mahama we tisi domnevu. Nanado jano ma oye ejuma. Anta nanado ntubeti yi no nso ojano mo oye ejuma. Yeah, special prosecutor. In 24 over sana from my kind. Embra nanado also shenia na special prosecutor the MPP for. Intermediate men, one say MPTC or no mona special prosecutor or yeah MPP for say. And as the say, yakla we say court and on no say on judgment that cannot be visible. So minor but the almost example and then when we say Atumpan. Shania, ambulance saga ni nyinaa yɛgyeegya ɔmo nyinaa ma ɛnɛ ɔmo nyinaa mo nenam hɔ nom saa nti me mɛka sɛ anka npp ɛde ɔmo kɔ ɛne ɛtumi gyeli ɔmo a anka ɛnɛ ɔmo nyɛ nea ɔmo yi.
Mirasi, hello, good evening. Me patro din ba bi ate en kafri. Nana.
Jira Zebra, sama NDC omuye campaign na ondi campaign na chiwon.
Atumpan.
Kwati amedu. Enye jo mama Obama ema. Na obedie nyuma enkoko nketinketi discotheque. Eni saa nyoma no enti asasem na omo kan tra.
Atumpan.
Na say wode unu na nado afa nipa. Na say wo ba ede na so ye. Say so so fa bi ka ho. Because so be bie enkoko be ye enkoko nketinketi discotheque. Eni se nyoma o ka ye enne ma o man no ye nya ahotoso ne ani da so to abama. Menne wode wo ba do mama wo ba. Wo fa na o man ni position a dia ma ba. Utu kwan bia okola idiasi. O man no na etua ne ka ana onu do mama na gaza bottom scan odi tua ne ba ne ka. Na obi ba onu o school a ya fa na djuma. Jiro Zebra wo se wo mo de o mo nya Ghana fo ye ju o. That's we Ghana fo. Mo mi ehwe ni ye. Do mama ba na on ko ba bi odi na ki no. O ye minister. O ye die do mama. Na obi ba what our connect training. O ko police, o ko immigration. Omo de ye nyi omadi, but ono do mama ba ne de ono onso obi matare no. Ghana fo ka kire mo. Se abana ye to no, e nyansaba ani ye to. E ye wumpuntu aba de ye to. Enti Ghana fo hu ne ye kan ya na mo antie no. Enti MPP fo Mr. Mo. Mo me nya baako. Obia ye bia ne nyonko bia ya ye mistake na wie. Enti nkabom na si ka ne ye bom. Na ye timi de party ni si ho.
Mirasi, hello, good evening.
Good evening, bro.
Me patro din ba bi ate en kafri.
Me patro me di you of Ake. Me ka fi new press station.
Papa me patro ete o.
Ma me mama baso na bo for so ma me mama baso. Na me chacha so ten. Eki uti oba wa assistant secretary gita kra. Na Safia so me chia. Justin Kobi abeto obi amde. Boy, statement na special prosecutor de buy no. O sa di shemu say bia obefa so akwa fa ken aba no obefa so. Yes, I mean people never can about I don't know. Na mesere no so o tell program ya. Uma bi wa ye confrontation mo apa jo mama tam no. Wona na ye o maso. Sama kan sama to hye no. O jisika se wona koma wo mo o sign bibia yisika no. Wa fa nko 90 million Ghana cedis. Ya sentence for 10 years. Wa what America. Second year wo UK. Enti odu wa on fa America na won fa madam na na say on prison for so mu hia no. Man na gato ba ye no na djuma na wo bon ba se na mo ka no e ye no kre aye hwehwe anu mu adjuma na wo bi te say Collins Dauda confrontation mo me na me have confront because what did you say we see 5,000 houses now what you $200 million what ko see 35 na nya wo mo kra ka nim say we see estate a we see that is we are no sa ko contractor no be kwan ye bu sa this kana sa say ni pa we take Ghana ha want man twa no wasem ank fe no na wo fa ba bia se ne ma me nya hwehwe ni mo adwuma na Ken fa ko ni fi na fa tapa se tapa se wa Kevin tapa akoye woni eye disika aga wo mo ko ambulance mo ko ta daga to ba yi wono ne wono di animu second for that disika di kwa kofa no nya me hu Ghana momo na nkofo na yesi ye pa mo ne de me ebi mo ho a omo to man dis ni de a eye ba mo to man pipi de message o mama ja ho no mo to ma wo a wo tete wo ba ma dokoi 1 cedi ya wo se pa mo ya bra de se dokoro eye 100 Ghana no nya me fa no bo ne nche mama
Asamba nya botre na dokoro ndu 100 Ghana
ah ba bi wo ha dro
10 cedis ana 100 Ay, kola si be kudi po. Dokoro ba ko 100 Ghana cedis. Menim say ya di bibia gumu dia. Hello, good evening.
Hello, mami ya klagon. Enzo wo chemeja.
Mami ya pacho mitio.
Yo pacho mitia na fia. Onchi na mama love so much. Okahan and Fanton, Swami Raji, Mitiacha. Mpocho, who is Mahama? Nkɔfie wɔkɛkɛ de wɔbɛkɔ ne gya agyinatie bɛde wɔbɛyɛ de ɔbɛyɛ de abana so na ɔyɛ wɔtwa yi ne mfiri na nti sɛ mahamu afan na
Your call has been put on hold. Please wait. Your call has been put on hold. Please.
Man, Papa Fro, hello, good evening. Me Pacho didn't be at and free. John me Pacho meet you. John Pacho at you. Hello, good evening. Major, so me Pacho Dean. Papa, you me Pacho at you.
Ghana for we have tray. Now, you will be you. And you're saying you will be. The NDC for you running in Mahama and you can quack. Or you be me who say, yeah, and any other office. And Siaga. Every woman, young as I would defeat on the trap. Would defeat on the trap. Said ye, and so ye, no. Finally, we have to be a guy for you, and Sunday is so better. So, you didn't confirm your question. I quote. Now, what in Yaba? What's almost someone? What color someone from who could be? Sana, we are Riswa, you have a baby clank for someone from who could be. And Kusiaga, and to me, the Dominic Cacan on here, you could see Bia, or you be Dick, or young men will say, yeah, well, but saying, hey, when in your break, or else will be 12 and 5. Sika and use it for a deal man when you are where we are having. I know they went out to home. A couple of years ago, Yan said on Fanning Goody. El Kusiaga, with us.
Miss with us say, hello, good evening. About your dinner, Babia, who didn't be out here in Cafe. Radio starting conform.
Hello.
Maybe about your dinner, Babia, in Cafe.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, Passion Grace in you.
Auntie Grace, Passion meet you.
You. What we say, Mahama, no, only kind casting. Oh, near 2 billion and na Bibisa, Kadisa, or the baby to Mamma use me. It's the woman, oh, yes. In the case, no Benin say, obey you, Crawford, a she, a dream. Miss Sabasi. Miss I Indomia, the Ashaneba. Now, I'm a post to now, because we need it. Mamma, no, and any day, this is no way in any day. And you. That and work at is one cast of the whole Ghana, one cast of my name now. Also, Nick Party NDC. And the crown put a day. You be a motor, my dean. Oh, my dean. Mamma, any dear said the quiet back of it. What's the petrol? Most of my dean. Monka. Oh, petrol marks to Muno, Ghana in saying for journalists. Just a million yards to Papa, every million yards to Mancasa. Oh, my dean, one casa. It's like I am. Nanado time anka open who sami de free nko for no mo be in na other journalist in kan power is for me nka obeka sebe in some ay tan a just ay nyan oh mama dear 4 years ago so film bo my no you very funu you say ye nya bo bi asabi o de enso aseme da say
hello good evening.
Good evening.
Me patro di ba ati en cafe radio setting ko form Ajami Patrick.
Because Asaasepa, but Mammy catcher, or call you who was a mamma abuano. Oh, I don't want to know. Amanico, a waffle.
Fachami, Yami, Fachami.
Chef, the two you got my and before I make somewhere. For more Adamu, only say, so almost after 7th January, 7th December, by all means. New government in bar or better more because almost for share budget become your budget in 3 months after do away and the budget ye MPP budget. And the mama pay for that because the coming from Juma 8 years come up from Juma almost that damo. Mama John it is a children Mama Jomochi conflated Kawafano or Mama who no boost of you or no quality here. And the moon jai yet Mamu Jemu because people more for my floor. Mamu Jemu, I have put my bomb say because the last ever palm 2016 or my Rukutum na and you know Mamu pay for that dam.
But I say hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Oba.
Me pa cho man kas mama ye aboa o. Mama no ka se oye. Odwan fun na me ka se ntinu ne se sa dia. Abo na e de yen so. Na ka ya aboa. Ya be no o ma fan ya na nado. Won ja sa ye kura nya atwu.
But I say hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Me ba cho din ba bi ati en kafi.
Kasa kasa man kasa from you.
Pacho ima miti o.
Go here, I mean, Sham, which are penny and Antony, Vice President, but we have a view, will be an Yamin a free minority leader MPs or more MPP now, and I'm going to show me. We have someone to say, the Mahama, say, Ghana for to Obama. That's what the campaign was an experienced driver, Pan, Ghana, Obey. Experience I walk it the whole way to be and will be. I said, Attorney General the catcher and saying you may court to fire you for NDC for money court to name some of the Jama Mahama and Mushi. You say Mahama, experience no one in whatever. They say Attorney General to this year and your Mahama decision. Work for committee, I will say a mouse of Bagana, job for committee, either we will come for committee, be a job for committee. Now, what experience also will do a man? Experience no ever. Hey, John, it's experience I want to be Ghana for you. Now, bad year, 2.1 what not to him, what not could be a Amariska. I'm a Ghana Sky action. If I for Ghana for to a Pama, I have 4 more you or my friend, you be where you may feel you. Now, go on Ghana for.
Meras last caller, good evening.
Good evening.
About your dinner, be ati en kafi.
ABC, Kati Abede.
ABC with you.
Go me chao. Ida ko de.
Na me dia fam ye.
Never that. Mumenya botre. Because afina mama wale waba. Say or say or chu bia. Or so fa na kwanso na or chu ma ya mom koye wo kalkulate fe de. O ma ye ni. But bebe kasa na kise jaben especially in the azak ko azani we or the main course say I now one check can fat at the other. It will start 2023, 2022. As a guy for I say, Martin, ever catch say, oh, now the man pine so on you tuma. Sana Kisejako, Bumbisa with them some cost of bulletproof Kamano. No more pen, because of your investigation, no more penny. It's to be good Johnny. It's Mama Bayano, and Mamma instructed or independent. It's more than catch Mama, yes, we kiss that bank or independent. On the air to kick you, flatted going to another one. It's Ubia Pay, Mama, who going, who customer, yes, that's how. That's okay.
Atumpan, Sheniakasa.
Right, Mwakasa, Emrana, I be. I mean, quite quickly, Honorable Frederick Gilbert, Adiho, MP for Suyamai, Nafi, maintain final words. Open your final words. Yes, sir.
I say, I was a queen away with the Amaya Power idea. Now, me crew dino a Swamine. Okay.
Yeah,
Western North.
Okay, Swamine.
Western North. When Kwane the MP I be free or by.
I won't go now. Walk alone.
I call it over you. I'm calling on trouble. I could be a sir. Now, the
whole Western North.
I know what you yes. And at the city, so the first time I went in the city,
I know what you
I brought a day's MPP corner. I feel an amedy. Maybe we are Juba day. I can't move. Now, I now can't send be a said. MPP stand and you stand there will go for a sack your mohon say already you stand near clear say you fast 7 o'clock down you say it be a lawyer to hey we family and across on can once a man or better have condemned them quaddy a chess and pass on for so
right
young say colleague back on MP for Tafu share so echo what they assemble echo court and casa say and the right thing that was say Mahama Efaso and I say Mahama Bayan Efaso a BM so there was a shannon so they say NDC are by making it clear when you see you be an Richie or appointed a CEO for a National Youth Authority Oxman Ayarega not some more kind and they say or no the banner wabano or Babe Sevu NDC for so banner so and I say when you card bearing member are we NDC near on own to enti on person almost take uncle for we in every ho our movie says uncle for any uncle for mo no mo e form nti almost sake omo fi de foforo aba de esre aka kire yewura John Dramani Mahama ene say amanfo to aba ma no with the impression say oba no abeto anema pa yewura Akufuado ene na ban eyeye no so yanto aba Mahama with the impression say omra no mesake amanfo nti so ono aba de ese ne say ometo anwuma pa ne so 24-hour economy na o share ye no ono nti na amanfo gye yo moto aba e ma no me nkrofo e wada so amanda de so e hwe ne say 24-hour economy ni beba na de onya adwuma no ono so ye den anya adwuma ye nti yesre no the first so yi obi no madidie on fa adwuma ni bi meka ho say be ya me kromfo e bi nya adwuma ye
me na say but I always say question coming me sanke nkufi asundwem ebi mu complaining about appointments ahodo a the former president Nanado ye obi ti say Kisi Ejaben IGP Dampare mempese me kwachi
that's it.
Odikano mana mepede me ma Ghana for Asase radio eti for ahwefu nyina water senede o ma no ye nyina ye ne man
okay
na odru bebi na se won a ye di tuma ahye won nsa de won bo oba ne ho ba no se wogina tum no do na wode ye nzama onsem fata na obobo ma ni fuma o ye nyina ye na aseze de ye be kasa na ye de etia intinde nubri nsem ni bia ya abobodo of an office of the special prosecutor nenne ye ye dwende ebia ontwa ye fa kwana wo father who treat former finance minister obi anka de menye we adwuma but yes ye we adwuma famra kwando na fa bu fema nipa because nipa no be some with a lot of hard work make at some point honorable finance even time na onya ahodi nimpo a oyar nimpo he still sacrificed his life to try and do something for this country onye obi ana nenu abeji ni nyuma ni nyina ahu but where you have to give credit, let's give credit to the good sides of him, and where you want to criticize Nzama Kranadebi, and you have the right to as well criticize intino ian as imrashe bigwafo mana yebotum ya kanide ian ye wahade de yebe kanokwa no
okay
now you hold the government accountable say ye
proper policing
honorable Kenufuriata ni deshe attorney general in the press conference wambe yimpanku yi in fact what say case na to the extent today in the epidemic Ghana for what I said you can even take such decisions without recourse to the president of the republic. Na efa school for sa ejuma efa what's we need. My last check as at 17 January 2017 between December 7th and January 6th NDC government recruited almost 11,000 teachers. Go and check the records.
Before move to office.
Etino ada ayebida no entum endan we china emeka nchende dey no tintino we are here to hold the government accountable and responsible. I mean there at the end of the day no Ghana fu behu there MPP abano onye abor another or how be near the Ghana but emripe mu no obesan with the tum no wada hye MPP for